come, taking the meter out. Hi, everyone. We're all here, but I'm in the middle of a story, so I'm just going to quickly finish it. I was about to get my sink fitted. This is for my shop, but still not open. So the plumbers turned up on Wednesday, drilled the hole in the wall. I was like, right, fair enough, because that's where the waste pipe's going anyway. And then he's fucked off, left all his stuff. And I've phoned the contractor to say, where the fuck's the plumber? Is he coming back tomorrow? I don't know, I'll let you know. And then I texted him yesterday to say, have you talked to the plumber yet? Oh, I can't get a hold of him. I'm like, fucking hell. I'd be better just fucking putting a hammer through the wall myself and just sticking a fucking pipe through it.
By the time you get that shop open, tattoos won't be cool anymore. No,
I'll be fucking retired.
You'll have to open a tattoo removal shop.
It's fucking insane. But anyway.
Evening all.
Evening.
I don't think there's anyone there. But I mean, evening to you three, yeah. But I don't think there's any. I don't think there's anyone else there.
We don't.
Oh,
care.
there is.
There
is. Steph.
Good evening, Stephanie. Yeah, I think there's quite a few of the guys who would normally tune in are either.
Well, why can't I? Oh, hang on, I've got the wrong tab open.
Yeah, I think some of the normal ones who will tune in are probably at Cavalera tonight in Manchester, or I think Evile are playing as well, aren't they, in Manchester? So,
all right.
To be honest, we were lucky that we got Andy on because the new Gamma Bomb arrived today. So we're lucky that he's not just blanked us.
I know,
like
he always does.
I'm dead excited about it. It's still in the shrink. Look at that. I'm not even going to listen to it yet. I'm here, listen to you boys instead. How's that for dedication?
I've actually heard it's the worst one yet.
Huh?
No, I'm joking. I don't know.
Still better than a lot of other bands.
You're fucking right.
Right.
I'm joking anyway. I've not heard it.
It has been a while.
So this is Scott, by the way, everyone, just in case you needed.
Yeah, some people don't even know who I am. It's been that long. I think
he goes by the name The Rock Beast. The Rock Scout.
No, I think it's
on Doom.
It's something like 240 something days since I've made a video.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do you have a little chalkboard in your room? It's 241 days since I last made a video.
Off.
It scratches on the wall like in a prison.
Yeah, it's like some folk don't drink for 6 months. I don't make videos for 6 months and then come back.
All guns blazing.
Yeah, I think this is the longest I've gone without making a video.
Well, this is the longest I've gone without making one, but it's still only a third of what you've got, I think.
I know.
Nathan, I think Nathan's like a full-on globetrotter now, isn't he? Hey?
Yeah, where the fuck's he going now?
Travelling around the world, and now he's off.
Been in fucking Europe and America.
I know. Yeah, I think he's off to Timbuktu to see Devilskin.
Timbuktu, that's pretty good.
No, I'm sure he's going to see Devilskin now.
Yeah, I was wondering. I noticed that Alan's in, and Nathan and Brendan and stuff. As did Top Trumps travel outside the UK? I mean, that might be an embarrassing question, but
they might be just expecting to do lots of farting today. You never know.
Yeah, could do. But does people abroad outside the UK know what we mean by Top Trumps?
I've just thought so. It must be it's quite a simple.
Yeah, well, it is, but it might be called something else.
Oh, listen, you say it's simple, but we're bound to fuck it up.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when it comes, has Andy even got the scoreboard up?
He won.
A scoreboard. He's only just managed to get the computer off his son about 10 minutes ago. How's he going to get a scoreboard?
No, I was just hoping for some really amazing typos like the last time.
When we were doing
Alan figured it out pretty quickly, but he's highly educated. That's no litmus test for the rest of your country with the 98 IQs.
When we were doing the prep for this video and talking about the idea, and I said, "Oh, it'd be a good idea to get all your attributes for your top trumps, like your strength. You know, we could have like different categories." Andy was like, "Oh, I haven't got time for all.
No, he hasn't got time.
We'll just wing it."
I think that was we'd have to properly fucking prepare if we were going to do it that way, like play it properly. Because I mean,
Right, so Trev over in Canada, he hasn't heard of top trumps.
Yeah, because I mean,
He
I would
will
just pick all mine as tens or like the top
Yeah.
scores. Do you know what I mean? So
Do you want to explain it, Michael?
Well, no, but I mean, what we'll do tonight is we've got approximately 10, maybe more, depending on how we get on. And we all picked certain years, and we're going to explain why.
Well, hold on. We didn't pick certain years. You picked a year, and then we got given the other 3 years.
Yeah, but be honest. No, you could have picked any that encompassed that. But
Jesus,
I know, Mike was like,
today.
fucking, oh, do this fucking one.
I picked my year, but be honest, would any of you picked my year if you'd had a choice of any of them?
No, I don't know.
What was it? You guys pick any year that you want. Bagsy have 1990.
Yeah. So we've got.
The idea was to try and sort of battle it out, a bit of fun, battle it out to see which was the best year in thrash. And when you say that in conversation or on sort of YouTube videos or whatever, people always tend to think 1986. And incidentally, nobody, I mean, I picked 1990. I sort of come up with the idea and then went, well, I'm having 1990. But I don't believe these three, if they said they would pick it. I don't think
we've kept the 4 years together, haven't we? We've gone for a run. 87,
do you remember when the point I'm going to make is, do you remember when Mike said, I'm having nothing to do with the next live stream?
Yeah.
I leave it to you three. I always have my say. I always get my way. I'm not having anything to do with it. By the way, next time we're going to do top trumps, all right? So if everyone, I'm going 1990. So
and let's be honest about it.
And I was like,
I had to do that because you useless bastards don't get off your ass to do out. So I have to drive the train.
Can't help himself, can he?
I would say 9 out of 10 live streams we've done have been Mike's idea. And hey, listen, people are tuning in. They obviously work. Let's give him some credit there.
Absolutely.
But the whole idea of top trumps was really, it was a pack of cards, and it would have, say for example, Formula One racing cars or football teams or superheroes, and you got your cards, you were dealt them out of the deck, and then you played off against each other, and someone would pick a certain attribute from that card, like strength, and whoever had the highest strength on the card won. So I suppose what we're trying to do with this is we'll pick albums and we'll go sort of, yes, guitar solos, the vocals, riffs, drums, all those things, and I suppose see which one comes out on top that's got.
Well, I'm kind of looking at Andy and his response to what you've just said, and I'm kind of totally aligned with him there, because I'm thinking I didn't go that deep into it. It was just a general overview of how much
for the colour of the cover, and I like it.
How nice it looked in the Kallax, the spine. I really just had an overall picture of an album, and I wanted to justify it each time and rip the shit out of you. Lots of choices.
But I suppose that's how we're going to pick it, though, isn't it? We're going to pick it on the strength of what it is.
Doesn't matter. We're not going to. I mean, we have to go into so much detail, but that's how you're going to break it down, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just going to talk about the albums and what we like about them.
The captain's spoken there.
And then, but it's important that we have the viewers' contributions to this, because you're going to be the ones who pick the winner.
Yeah, it's not actually up to us.
Yeah, we'll just put our case forward, and then the chat can, do a bit of a vote on it, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So, right, we all need to have a turn in laying down the first thing, because if someone puts an album down, it might influence your decision what album you're going to put, because you want to try and win each round. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I think the best thing to do is start with Andy.
Yep.
And go around clockwise.
So Andy's got 1987.
Yeah.
Scott,
but hang on, before we jump into all that, why did you pick 1987, Andy?
He didn't.
Because you picked 1990.
Because we all picked the fucking
There's two options left, and And I thought 87, what a fantastic year, without actually thinking too hard about it. But there are some great releases in 87. And what is actually quite good for me is I've actually started playing through a few albums that I've maybe not given too much attention to over the years. And so I've picked out some here. They may not stand up against some of like the 88s, the 89s and 90s, where, you know, some of those bands were really maturing and doing fantastically well. But I think I've got some great records to show anyway. So I'm going to have fun and do this. But I'm going to start off, if I may.
Yeah.
When it gets round to each person, we'll mention which year we've all got.
Right then.
Yeah. Well, we'll know by the order. We'll know who's got 88 because they'll go next, surely.
Yeah.
So this album has been in my collection for ages because I picked it up fairly cheap.
Just for 2 seconds. Why don't you put me up there? So we're all in order.
Ooh.
Can you do that?
We could have put our years in our wee name boxes. We didn't think of that, did we? We're fucking idiots.
Yeah, we never thought of that, did we?
Here we go.
Right, that's better because that's us in order now.
I look even better down here, though. So I'm happy.
I just look more dominant now. I love it.
Yeah, that's why Mike likes it.
So, yeah. An elbow drop him. Right, sorry, Andy. You can continue.
It's like University Challenge on the young ones, isn't it? Right. Yeah. So the album that I'm going to show first is a little bit, because I'm first, I don't know what I'm up against. This is a little bit of a sacrifice one because I'm not sure it will win. But had it in my collection for a few years now because I picked it up cheap. I love this band's first album and third albums. They're the ones I go to. So I've not really given it much spin time. That's Artillery and Terror Squad. And the reason I haven't given it much is because this cover is horrible. I hate it. It's always put me off. It's always made me think this is more of maybe like a hardcore or a crossover album. But I've actually I've played this album this past week more than any other one. So I put it on and thought I'd better give it a listen. And it's fantastic. It's just aggressive. So what songs on here are pretty damn good. In fact, other than In the Trash, which is the second song, the rest of the album is just full on fantastic thrash metal. Terror Squad, the title track, Let There Be Sin, and which is the song. If you've not heard this album, the one to check out is At War with Science. Absolutely fantastic. And it's worth a vote just for Mr. MS Lead there. Look at that tash. One perm. Killer stuff. But so the first album and the third album, By Inheritance, they're my go-to ones. This is a little rough around the edges, I feel, but definitely one that I'm glad I picked 87 just because of this album, to be honest with you, because I hadn't really given it the time of day.
Brilliant.
Let me just. So I'm on here. I'm missing all the comments, aren't I? So let's have a look.
I think I'm the kind of same as you, Andy. I always go to the. Well, I've got the first. I don't have the third, but the third one for me is probably my go-to when it comes to Artillery. Although I love their later stuff, because their later stuff is actually more just metal than anything else. But I can't remember the last time I heard Terror Squad.
I can't remember the last time I played that, but it is good.
It is.
This comment here, yeah. I was going to say that's actually the only thing I know about the album. It was an idea that the sketch, and rather than them go, all right, well, we'll tweak that idea for you, they just went with that sketch, and that became the cover.
Right. The debut album has an iconic cover, just the black with the sort of the hooded guy with the gun in red. Whereas that is, that's terrible. It's just like ridiculous.
I never heard that until I had already heard By Inheritance, and when I listened back to it, I just thought, just sounds like a demo compared to By Inheritance.
Yeah,
so I didn't really bother getting. I didn't dig into it because I kind of see them as a one album band for me, to be honest.
I think when it comes to By Inheritance, it's such a step up
Yeah.
from the first one. I mean, I really do love the first one. I've probably given probably like Andy. I've probably given. It's kind of like it's worked out the same. I've not really given Terror Squad a lot of play, but when it comes to it, By Inheritance is like level up, a couple of levels up from the first two anyway.
Well, what are you going to show then, Scott, to beat that?
Oh, well, fucking anyway, one of these. Let's see. I don't know where to just go for a, test the water as well.
An out win or a just and so beating it type of thing.
I might just go for just go in for the kill and just. Do you know what I'm going to go for? I'm going to go for a wee one that I hadn't played in a while, and I'm going to show. And I don't know. I just really wanted to show this because it doesn't get shown a lot, and it's not it's not a big hitter at all. So this is kind of like a bit of a sacrifice as well. But I'm going to go for Mean Streak.
Oh, excellent.
I'll take out that. So
I thought that was a new wave of British heavy metal album. To be quite honest, I didn't even know it was a thrash album.
No, this is possibly the first all-female thrash band.
Yeah.
With I think they're attached to Dream Theater, aren't they?
I think two of them are married to different members of Dream Theater. Yeah.
I think there's a couple of members that are married to folk in Dream Theater, but I actually discovered this quite early on after joining the VC, and I can't remember who showed it, but I managed to get this like mint copy, and it's excellent. It's basically just what you'd expect from, I don't want to say a man band, but because they were kind of known as the first all-female thrash band, you kind of go, all right, I wonder what that's going to be like. It's like watching like women's football, isn't it?
I think they toured. I think they supported Overkill as well.
Yeah.
So that got them right out there, got the name out there.
But it's an absolutely brilliant album, great breakdowns, great musicians as well. So I kind of went for that just because it's one that I was. What's that?
I'm saying I can't believe that. I've always seen that shown, and I always had it down as like Girls' School or something like that.
Nah, they're more thrashy than that.
Yeah, the proper. It's proper thrash, but with
proper thrash.
That sort of traditional heavy metal element in there. Great vocals as well.
A great cover as well. And like I say, this isn't going to. I don't think this is going to win anything.
Relations, I believe.
What?
So music relations.
All
right. So yeah, I'm going to go for Mean Streak.
Yes. So obviously you went for 88, Scott. Any particular reason why you went for 88?
I always think of 88 as just a great year for metal in general.
Yeah.
And obviously I knew there was a couple of big hitters in there as well. I mean, the thing is, there's big hitters in all the years anyway. But no, I don't know, I always gravitate towards 88. If I was to like choose, even for when it comes to thrash or glam or just straight up heavy metal, I always think about 88 being a really good year. So that's why I automatically get drawn to 88.
Yeah, it definitely is. So Mark, you went for 89, and that is out of all of this, it's quite the biggest surprise to me that you went for 89.
Now,
was that just to keep things tidy?
I didn't go for 89. You went for 80. You went for 90. Scott went for 88. So I was left with 89 or 87.
Oh, you didn't have to. You didn't have to.
And Andy picked 87 before. So
yeah, but you could have went for 86. That's my point. I thought you would have been an 86.
No. I thought because we've got to carry it on. We want 4 consecutive years, don't we? To see, it's a good way of seeing how thrash metal has moved on in those 4 years. I thought so. I'm quite happy with 89 because there's some decent albums. I'll start off with this one because
he's going to win this one. He's going to win it.
No, I'm not going all in straight away. I'm going to go with this one, and I think because mainly the Mean Streak thing of of Scots. But we've got Annihilator, Alice in Hell.
I'd say that's a big. I'd say that's quite a big hitter.
Oh no, it's a big one. Don't get me wrong. They're all biggies. They're all biggies. Right. But this was thrash metal coming along, and it was precise. It was like you could just tell straight away that everything was about Jeff Waters. It was championed as this guitar virtuoso, and he is brilliant on it. And Randy Rampage on the vocals. It was just a great mix, and again with thrash metal, and it's got that lovely dose of sort of heavy metal in there, almost sort of power metal, I suppose, a little bit with Annihilator, which they later went on to be. But it's, I mean, who doesn't know, if you mention Alice in Hell, who doesn't sing along with that Randy Rampage chorus? Everyone knows that, don't they, if you're into this kind of music. But yeah, fabulous guitarist. I like a lot of Annihilator stuff, but when this debut came along, it was on Roadrunner Records. Anyone who was getting into thrash metal was going to be checking this band out. Great cover art as well.
I didn't realise the title track was not quite a title track, is it? But I didn't realise that was a true story. It was an actual thing, wasn't it? That it was a story about some girl. Just nod if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear. I was waiting for you to tell the story.
Yeah,
I
forgot. No, I forgot the story. I mean, Jason.
Just waiting for you to elaborate.
Did she fall down the stairs and break a neck?
Yeah.
No, nothing to do with stairs and goals. I don't think
okay.
it was more sinister than that. I think it was quite. I don't know. I mean,
I'll be honest. If I did know the story behind it, I have forgotten about it. But there must be something in it. There must be something in it because the album's called Alice in Hell and the track's called Alison Hell.
Yeah.
So there must be something in that, mustn't there?
I sent us up a cul-de-sac there, and I do apologise.
It's all right. We're all trying to reverse out, crashing into each other.
Yeah.
Burns like a buzzsaw blade. What a great track that is. What a great name for a song. Burns like a buzzsaw blade.
I've changed my opinion on about half a dozen albums in the last few months. Because for the last few months I've had in fact, no death metal really as such in my diet, and very little glam metal, and it's all been thrash. I've been totally in thrash mode and been absolutely loving it. And I sold that CD ages ago, and I rebought it recently. It's the only one I need, to be honest. It is the only one I need. And I always had a downer on it because it starts off really strong, and I always felt like it fell off a cliff, and I lost interest. But recently, I appreciate it a lot more than I did. But you may just have. I was thinking, I'm going to go with my weakest album on my pile, and I thought I'm going to win this just because of the fact that people will know it better. But you might have just fucked that with that album. But I'm going to go. I picked 1990, even though it's the last great year in thrash. There's a handful of albums after 1990 that are great, aren't there, in thrash metal? And Nirvana didn't kill thrash metal. You can thank Metallica for fucking thrash metal up, really. Once they fetched that Black Album out, every fucker wanted a piece of that or thought they could get a piece. And they were all the big names were guilty of trying to replicate what they did. And that's really what fucked thrash. But I went with 1990 because I've always thought it was a great year for thrash. And this album nearly didn't make my list because it wouldn't make my top 10 thrash albums of 1990, but I went with it because I think it could be a popular choice. And it's Persistence of Time. And to me, this is just, it's really weird. It's like super fucking bloated for the start. It's way too long for its own good. And I find it, in some ways, it's like, I think it's musically the sound that Anthrax were trying to achieve for a while leading up to this. It's a more serious approach. I think they felt they had to ditch the fucking yellow Bermuda shorts and skateboards and stuff and go all serious with black jeans and, you know, a darker image. And it's a darker album compared to the others. But for me, I always think this is an album that no one is that passionate about, that they don't slag it off and they don't say they love it either. It's just it exists. And that's kind of where it's always been for me for years. It just exists. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But I listened to it today before I decided to commit it to this list. And like, I just find it's just not something I ever want to play at all. Apart from the song One Man Stands towards the end, which is very much, it's like on Among the Living, late on in the album, you get One World, which is absolutely killer. And it's reminiscent of that for me, One Man Stands. But everything else can kind of fuck off. And lyrically, it's like there's a lot of repetition. And I know when I listen to the album, I've listened to that dozens and dozens of times trying to force feed it. And I listen to it and think, fucking hell, is this song still on? Every time, about most songs on it. I think there's a lyric, I can't remember what song it is now. Wait on. And is it Blood or Keep It in the Family or something? There's lots I don't like about it, but they say something about when I remembered it when it says when the schism you must rebel, and I remember thinking, oh, fucking hell, are they still using that word schism? You know, and there's stuff like the word schism from Livid. You are?
What?
I couldn't hear that, Andy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I learned the word schism from Anthrax.
Yeah.
They say when the schism you must rebel, and the couple of sentences that precede that, where they use the N word and they say about Jews being kikes and stuff, which isn't a term I was familiar with, and I've never even heard it since outside of this album. But and nowadays, considering they must rebel right after that, they censor it live and they don't use them words anymore. In it, they have different lyrics, and you think, when the schism, you must conform. Then, so to me, I just think it's just fucking another Anthrax album. I've never loved it, but I think the crowd might vote that the winner out of these four.
Well, I'm not voting for it because I'm not a massive fan of it. I remember being really excited when I found that in the wild, and I don't know, maybe heard it a few times before, and I remember getting it home and I put it on the turntable and I went, Jesus, what was I so excited about? And I've kind of learned that's what I kind of didn't like about Anthrax before, that they had this kind of jokey way about them, and you know, they didn't take themselves too seriously. But the more albums that I hear from them, the more I learn about them, and obviously I was just a pup when that came out. I like their early jokey stuff. I think it's
I do.
I think it's where they excel.
What set them apart, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, because everyone else was doing the serious stuff, and they were the kind of ones standing out, going, you know what, fuck that. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna play some thrash, and so when it kind of transitioned into that kind of stuff, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've still got really good serious albums, but that one just does not hit the mark with me at all. I think it's boring.
I think it's an album you've got to be in the mood for. I think.
And I think you were right when people say, like, people they don't love it, they don't hate it. It's just they're not bothered about it. And that kind of says everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally middle of the road, isn't it?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
mean,
it's a good. Yeah, I think it's a real transition album. Can you guys hear me? Okay, because my
Yeah.
played up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a proper transition album because I think there are some songs on there that actually would have sounded better with John Bush on rather than Joey, but some songs that sound better with Joey Belladonna on there. But some good songs on it, but the album as a whole, I just don't think really stands up.
So the chat needs to vote
So
on
vote.
what's gonna win.
But
So
before you do that, apparently both my boys are watching this, so give them a wave, please, guys. Hi, boys.
Hi, boys.
Oh, boys, I'm sorry you've got to put up with him.
I know.
Boys.
So what do people think? Are we going for artillery, mean streak,
Well,
annihilator, or
A couple of people voted for Annihilator so far. Make that 3.
I can't see what's in the chat, so I'm relying on you guys to tell me.
Come on.
1, 2.
Right, it's got to be Annihilator.
They're all good albums, them, aren't they? Though, to be fair.
Very quiet. Very quiet. Annihilator
It
is the winner so far.
Right, Annihilator wins, Mark.
Oh, we've had one for Anthrax.
Just a minute. No, it's tie. It's 3-3.
Can I get the chat here?
Oh, Marty Mac shafted
4-3.
Right, well.
Right, we'll move on. Now they're just taking the piss.
So, Matt, yeah, you won, Mark. That one.
Nice one.
Oh, so excited about what I've got left.
So, are we starting again? Andy's going to keep starting. It's 87 in it all the way round. Okay.
Huh?
That's not really fair, though, for Andy to go
No.
It's
It's
not with
Scott,
88.
Scott
okay.
next. It's
Oh,
Scott
okay.
next.
Okay.
Because then Andy's got to guess what's going to happen.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's fair enough. Yeah, all right. Calm down.
Right, fuck's sake, Mark, get with the fucking program.
You know.
You're going to get bitch slapped by Mike. I don't know where to go. I go heavy. I don't know. This is so exciting. Well, I go. Fuck it.
Go for it. Oh!
Pull out a big dog.
Oh, changed my mind.
Yeah,
Looking for the weaker
I was
albums
going to
now.
show, I'm not even bothering now.
Gonna
Right.
look through
So,
my weaker selections.
Fuck's sake.
this was right.
Yeah. Should we just have the vote now?
Right.
Start looking.
So,
Actually, you know what? No.
I remember when you guys were talking about this, and I think it might have been our very first live stream. And it's obviously an album I've been kicking about the VC and that. It's just one of those that I hadn't.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things that I hadn't listened to, right? I remember listening to this for the very first time after I came off that live stream, and I thought, holy fuck. I was like, I'm not sure about this. Because obviously the pace, it's really like aggressive, it's venomous, it's just so the first couple of listens I was like, and then all of a sudden it just started to sink in, and by the time it sank in, I was just like, holy fuck, how good is this fucking album? So yeah, Violence and Eternal Nightmare, just an absolute classic. This is a bit battered and bruised, but I went and got this, and it was probably about a month or so after I'd listened to it. But even by then, I was obsessed with getting it. I thought, and it's one of those albums when I ordered it, I got it off a good seller on eBay. I bought this in American Way by Sacred Reich off them. I got a really good deal for the two of them. And it was one of those albums I thought, I can't rest until this is in my hand.
Yeah.
Because I thought, I've got this for such a good deal. and I'd kind of almost fallen in love with it over a couple of weeks. I just thought, I need this album, and it's honestly, I mean, I've got albums here that are really good, but this is almost like it's, how could you put it? It is like a masterpiece of a thrash album.
It is a thrash piece.
It is one of those albums that it's just fucking, it's a perfect thrash album.
I remember Mike saying once, like, when you look at all the other Violence albums in their discography, it's like every great riff they ever wrote is all just on that one album. It just goes from there's no filler riffs or fuck all. It's just relentlessly good riff after good riff.
Yeah, everything is just completely spot on. The vocals, the production, the riffs, everything just
the energy of it, everything about it.
Yeah, it just molds into an absolute beast of an album. So one of my reasons for picking 1988.
It is fantastic. Monster. But take him on, Andy. Now's your time to shine. Take him on. Take him down.
It's Mark now, yeah.
It's Mark, though.
Right, well, I'm just going to give one up now because there's fucking no way I can do that one.
Album sacrifice.
I don't know I don't know whether to take him on or not.
I'm gonna pick this one because this one is equally, if not more, aggressive and exuberant than that one. But I don't think it's going to win against Violence.
Oh, good God!
I know Mike doesn't like it, but you know, this is a great album. Dark Angel leads
264 riffs, ridiculous.
Well, you think Violence can put a lot of riffs in a song? Dark Angel know how to do it, but I mean, this is the name of the band's perfect for the style of music. It is dark. It's dark, aggressive thrash. It's claustrophobic. If you're a fan of death metal like I am, that claustrophobic and darkness to it is what makes it so good. I love the relentlessness of it. It's just fabulous. And I know again with Violence, his vocals, Ron Reinhardt's vocals, kind of divided opinion, but I think it perfectly suits this album. But it's up against Violence, Eternal Nightmare, and you know, not similar album in a way, but like I say, similar in that aggression. You could listen to this and imagine what the band must have been like live on stage, and that Violence album's the same. You listen to that and you're like, oh, imagine seeing them playing that on stage. That'd be amazing. So that's my choice anyway. Leave Scars. We know what Mike thinks about it. He wouldn't even wipe his arse with the inlay.
I wouldn't wipe my arse on it. Yeah. Darkness Descent is. Yeah. I don't know if I mean, I would wipe my arse on Darkness Descent. It's okay. It's okay, but it's a bit. It's that sewing machine thrash that, you know, just never stops. And you think, fuck me, throw some groove in there, throw a time change in your boring hour. It's just one speed. It's like a fucking train track going. So that's what kills it for me. And I mean, it used to advertise on the hype sticker something like 264 riffs.
I think that's the next album. I think that was the album after this one.
Oh, was it? Was it the next? Was it Time Does Not Heal?
I think so. Yeah, but it has got a load of riffs.
Yeah,
only 203 on this one.
Too much for me. Well, I think when you take out the groove and the time changes of thrash, it's just, you know, you've got this big expanse, and then you go like that, and then all of a sudden at the end you get, as you're closing in, you get Sadist, Dark Angel, Demolition Hammer, you know, Morbid Saint, and you've narrowed it right down there, and they're just doing one thing. And
I
to
think
me,
this is a good album to do battle with Violence, though. I think.
Well, I would probably. I think Andy can beat us, but I can't. I don't want to take the chance with my big hitter, so I'm going to go. I'm going to go for a lesser album, to be honest. But I'm gonna go for Twisted into Foam. Gonna go for Twisted into Foam because I know
Not a big hitter then.
Usually people love Forbidden more than me. I like Forbidden. People love Forbidden, but this is my Forbidden album more than Forbidden Evil. But they're both all right. But yeah, it's a great album. I can do without the instrumentals and stuff like that, but I think it's still a strong album. For me personally, it doesn't beat Violence. It destroys Dark Angel, but I feel that I've got lots of better 1990 thrash albums than Twisted into Foam. But there you go. That's my pick. I mean, it starts. It's kind of front loaded, I think. With Infinite and Out of Body, Step by Step, Twisted into Foam. You know, it is front loaded, but they're not the first band in the world to ever do that. But you know, Tossed Away is all right as well, I suppose. Yeah,
it's a brilliant album.
It might just turn a few people around who don't like the Sewing Machine shit and who can't get on with Killian's vocals. So I'm going to throw in Russ and the Boys.
That's a strong round already, and Andy's already showing his
round.
Andy can still clean up here.
What's Andy going to
He has the power.
I could, but the thing is with 87 though, there's a few really strong ones in here. But if I throw in a really strong one against like Violence and Forbidden, and there's a few Dark Angel fans in here as well, then you know I might be on a shot to nothing. So I'm not gonna. I've got a couple of also rans in, but I'm gonna go with Chemical Invasion.
Oh, even that's fucking brilliant as well. That's their best album in my opinion.
It's brilliant, but it's one that I'm thinking is at least going to give people something to think of.
It's going to give people nightmares.
Really to Tankard. I mean, they were
certainly
the
band album cover.
We were saying before about how that's killer. But I mean,
brilliant.
Farewell to a Slut. Come on. That's fantastic. For 1,000 beers, it's a really interesting one from Instrumental. But Puke, Don't Panic, Tantrum, Total Addiction. I mean, I was late to the Tankard party. I thought they were just too much of a joke band, but then I like bands like Anthrax, and people used to say the same thing about that. But this was a killer box set to get all of these, and I've spun them a lot. But Alcohol.
Strong.
It's a brilliant album.
Wanted a fairly strong one.
Brilliant album. What a round of albums that is.
Right, what's everyone saying then?
Jesus.
Let's hear your voice.
Quick reminder for the show what you've done. Let's remind people. Okay. Should we start in from now? So the next comment after Metal Mick, let's get the votes in. One for Violence, one for Forbidden. Come on, people.
Come and help us out.
Come on, get voting.
Who's going to get nil points?
Now they're going too quick.
Oh, don't say that. We need them. We need them.
Well, I have to go back. It's all going too fast now.
Andy's trying to count.
Come on, Steph.
Come on.
It's looking like
not vote for this.
It's looking like Violence. Violence. Yeah, this is me trying to count. But yeah, I mean, we got Violence, Dark Angel, Violence.
Oh wow, they're all.
At least there was one Tankard. Got to have Mick.
Yeah, it was a kind of a runaway.
Yeah, I think Violence has won that one.
Yeah. I thought it would be the case, to be honest with that, because it is a belter in it. Okay.
Tough round.
That was a toughie. It's only going to get even more tough, though, isn't it? Come on.
No. Sorry, I'll put a shit one up next. Oh, bother.
Who's going first this time?
It's you.
Is it me? Right, then.
This is getting kind of nerve-wracking now.
It is. Right, come on. Let's just get it over and done with. And it's what you're all expecting me to show, isn't it, from 1989? Come on. It was only ever going to be, wasn't it? Shattered existence.
God, if only you had an interesting story behind it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I've got that story coming up in another video of mine, actually, that I've just recorded for
You
someone.
can't have what video?
Hey, listen. I've got some more. I've got some new
Was it
subscribers,
a best of?
and they need to hear the story. You know.
Got some new.
And to be honest, it's been that long since you made a video. Maybe you've forgotten the story. I'm not sure.
Maybe I have actually.
Why don't you make the story, Scott?
Anyway, this is the greatest Bay Area thrash album to not come out of the Bay Area.
Yeah,
it's just a fabulous, melodic thrash metal album. Fabulous drumming, fabulous guitar solos, great vocals, very sort of, I suppose James Hetfield style. It's 89, isn't it? Metallica were kings of the world, weren't they? So a lot of bands were gonna sort of grab onto their tail and follow along. But this was, this band started off as Sweet Vengeance, I think they were called, which sounds very sort of power metal, heavy metal style. So I don't know if really when this album came out they'd kind of, but they play it really well. It's really well thought out, mature sounding thrash metal, I think, especially coming from the UK. They were so different to all of the other UK bands at the time.
I always think of Mortal Sin, Face of Despair, and Existence as very, very similar albums.
Yeah. They were the sort of the best.
They've even got similar album covers, haven't they?
Yeah. But No Compromise, Crimes, Bad Blood, Reasons for Destruction. It's just full of absolute belters. And No Compromise. That's one of a great start to any thrash album. Shattered Existence by Zentrix. You knew it was going to be in there. And if you want to hear my story again, watch my next video that I put up.
I would say the entire reason you did 1989 was it just so you can pluck that out. I've just bought that. I've just bought the first pair of Zentrix on reissue.
Yeah.
Had to be done.
Had to be. Brilliant album. Both the first two are both.
Even though you don't like the second one.
I have a list of albums, Andy, believe it or not, that I've been warming to. I did allude to that 10 minutes ago, but you'll now find in there, if you were to scratch around, you'll find Refuge Denied, and that came about because I was trying to get into Merciful Fate and King Diamond again, and I went back and listened to Refuge Denied, and I thought, you know what, it is actually all right, this, but fuck King Diamond. So hang on, that's what I'll pick. Right, so May 1990. I might just go in for the kill with The Final Swing.
Yeah.
Well, it come with a big one. It was a valiant effort, Mark, but yeah. I'm going with Rain in Blood 2. I think that is to be honest, even though that most people would think that what would they say would be Rain in Blood 2? Maybe God Hates Us All, something like that. I think this is all the aspects of Slayer, all sort of put together on one album with all the dynamics, and the broad spectrum of styles all encompassed on this one record. And when this came out, it just fucking blew me away. Came out, there was a lot of big albums that I've got sat down here to show tonight, all grouped together very closely, but this has always been phenomenal.
You talk about No Compromise being an opening track, a belter. That's got to be one of the best opening tracks on an album ever, hasn't it?
I mean, to me, there's nothing even close to being average on this, to be honest. Apart from maybe, is it Temptation? The font's a bit shit. And that was an accident. That echo was a fuck up in the studio that they just went with. They went, actually, listen to that. Yeah, that's a bit different. We'll keep it. But
that's how good they were at that time. They could even keep the fucking mistakes.
I mean, I know people sort of run Dead Skin Mask down. I'm not one of them. It's fucking phenomenal. Everything's awesome. And then
who the fuck you turn up.
I don't know. Just Luke.
Great, Jim.
And then when Hallowed Point comes in, it just kills me every time you put that song on. It's high velocity bullet at close range can damage the mind. You just think, oh, that's it, job done.
Every Dave Lombardo on it, everything about it. You've just pissed all over Shattered Existence, and for that, I'll never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the Slayer album.
I'm
that and South of Heaven, the ones that actually got me to Slayer.
You what, Andy?
The only people who can moan about Dead Skin Mask,
South of Heaven. My audio's delayed, I think, guys. So I'm going to keep quiet for a second.
I was just about to say the only people who could moan about Dead Skin Mask is surely just the families of the victims of Ed Gein.
Well, I thought it was brilliant, and then when it gets all like "Let me out of here now" and all that, when I was a kid and that came out, I thought that was really haunting and just tremendous, and the the title track with the big epic video in the desert and the fucking tremendous. I mean, it was like it was new, wasn't it? It was like, hang on a minute, they managed to get this far through the career, and they're now introducing some new elements. The production was fucking faultless. I think the best thing that happened to Slayer in the 80s was Rick Rubin, and I love that right up front and center, in-your-face production compared to Show No Mercy and Hell Awaits with all the fucking reverb. And I prefer the in-your-face of Rain in Blood. Well, there you go, look, Rain in Blood. But to me, that is just fucking unbeatable for certainly for this round.
Really?
Well, not quite.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? I think I've got.
Yeah.
I think my internet is
cutting out a little bit.
A bit crazy. Right. It's maybe a little bit of a delay. So sorry if I talk over you a bit. But what I was trying to say before was South of Heaven and Season of the Abyss were the albums that got me into Slayer, because beforehand it was too much for me. My poor little head at the time when I heard Rain in Blood, and I subsequently got into those albums after. But you've pulled a bit of a monster out there, Mike, I'm afraid.
You're welcome.
That's what she said.
You still got the power, Andy. Andy will always have the power all night until he plucks it.
I know, but I'm not going to pluck it.
The master.
No, I'm going to go with Death Row. Death Row, Raging Steel. I'm keeping my ace in my pocket for now. But again, another band, German thrash, that I was a little bit late to the party to. But this is a phenomenal album. It should have been in my collection a lot earlier, but I read a review online that said it was death metal, and I wasn't into that. Trying that out at the time, but it's not. I'm going to keep it brief because my audio is pissing me off, let alone you guys, no doubt. But
It's not affecting anyone here.
Death Row, Raging Steel.
I love that album. I always found it a little bit different to the sort of Teutonic thrash metal, if you will.
It's their best album. I never got into the third one. The first one's all right.
Which is why Yep.
That is our first one, is it not?
Yeah. The
No, second.
Is it?
Is it Riders
No,
of
it's
Doom?
second. Riders of Doom,
that was our second.
It was the first one. But just the title track, Raging Steel, Dragon's Blood. This is the second.
A good album.
It's a good album, but Andy played strategically there. Andy's threw this round away. He knows that.
Right, I don't know what to do now.
You all know that.
Right, I think I'm just gonna sacrifice. I'll let you have this one, Mike, because I don't think a lot of people know this one. But Hades.
Wow.
Like, it's terrible.
What the fuck? Never heard it.
Hades, and If at First You Don't Succeed.
Album.
Brilliant album.
Yeah,
it is a brilliant album.
Roadrunner Records, yeah.
It's I only picked this up maybe last year, and it is awesome. See the drums on this. The drums are like they almost go a step above, and it's like having a lead drummer, but not going too over the top. It's like every single thing, and I'm not like one to really pick out. Like I can obviously pick out like, oh, that's a great solo, or this is a great bass line, or whatever. But it's not often you pick out a drummer. But every beat he hits on this album is adding something to the song. Like every single thing he does, he's just like, right, this is what's going to amplify this song even more. And it's almost like on the verge of US power metal, but thrash. Terrible album cover, but it is honestly, if you've not heard this, it is a really good album.
I heard. I used to have an EP. It was a black metal band, though.
Yeah,
that's the only one I know.
There's one of those Hades tracks on that Stars on Thrash, isn't there? Opinionated.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the first song on this.
Right.
Their first album's called Resisting Success, and then this is our second. But fucking brilliant album, brilliant. But I know it's
it's a good album. It's a good sacrifice to make, and it's well worth showing. I think a lot of people don't know that one.
But I wanted to stick that in because it is, and probably because some people probably won't know it. It's brilliant.
It is a bouncer.
Right. So we need the chat to vote again. The Seasons in the Abyss.
Oh, aye.
There you go.
Everything from Cavernous Carnage's comment on. So get your votes
in.
Fuck off, Simon.
Get in there. Yeah, I think Slayer's getting the vote. Some people don't like Slayer though, do they? So it's all good. Come on, Peter.
Let's just get one Hades.
Hades man in the chat.
Somebody put up a wee Hades.
Yeah, Slayer. I mean, Seasons in the Abyss.
Oh, you
I know.
Me?
It is a belter of an album. Yeah, there's a few Zentrix I made up with that.
Oh, dear me. I'll take that, but
quick, let's go before Hades get a mention.
Yeah. Right, Andy.
Hades mum in the chat.
Superb.
Right. 'Tis me.
Andy needs to pull some albums out his ass now, like.
I've only got albums left in my house, to be honest.
Right, good.
I'm gonna do a throwaway one. I'm gonna leave this open for you.
Oh, hey.
La 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 la, lovely.
Oh, here he goes.
Okay.
Suicidal, Light Camera, my favourite Suicidal album. I couldn't believe it when I mean, I'd heard them when I got into Suicidal when Tribute the Brain came out, but once upon a time when You Can't Bring Me Down came on Headbangers Ball, I was like, fucking hell, this is it. I never really was that particularly strong on I bought Feel Like Shit Deja Vu when it came out, and you know, I quite liked them, but when You Can't Bring Me Down come out, and then they got added to the Clash of the Titans gig in the UK, this album was just, it came out at the right time. I wouldn't condemn anybody who said, fuck that, I don't like that one, it's got the funk element. Admittedly, it's got the funk element, but in 1991, there was quite a bit had the funk element, and I was right in the zone for sucking it up. And you know, I enjoyed Mother's Milk, and a lot of people, you know, try to cash in on Faith No More and Red Hot Chili Peppers' popularity. And to be honest, these lot are kind of, I mean, they're a bit like trend followers, Suicidal, aren't they? You know, in the very early days, it was a hardcore album, and then Metallica and Slayer get a bit of popularity with what they put out, and Megadeth and that, and it's like, oh, fucking hell. Because years later, it was like 4 years on or something, when Join the Army come out, they completely abandoned their original ideas to try and capitalize on what they thought was going to be popular. And then, of course, you know, Faith No More, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mordred had come out, and then they think, oh, I know, we'll go down this road. So they are kind of trend hoppers in a way. Anyone that swears by these lot and then runs Machine Head down for trend hopping, you know, these lot are guilty of it. But I still think it's a great album. There's a couple of songs on here that are really strong. Alone, which is like a big sort of, starts off ballady and then gets powerful. And I've always loved the song Emotion Number 13. Going Breakdown's kind of throwaway, but Disco's Out, Murder's In's a good thrash song. Lovely is kind of annoying, really. It was just out and out, you know. I'm surprised they didn't hire some certain types of people to be in a video for that, but I don't think it was a video. But yeah, I still think it's a good album. Rob Trujillo's featured on this album, and it's always been my favourite Suicidal. I dropped off after this. I did buy the follow-up, but I never connected with it, and I don't own it anymore. But yeah, Suicidal.
I dropped off because of them. That one, they never topped How Well I Laugh to me. That was my that was a peak for me and one of my favourite albums. So I never could get to grips with that one.
I always enjoyed it. I always enjoyed that one. Well. It was a big album in the sort of rock club that I used to go to, and then they obviously got put on the Clash of the Titans bill in Europe as the opening act. So they were all over the press, weren't they? And you know, and that sort of funk element was prevalent in thrash at that time, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah.
But I always liked that album.
Yeah, it's a good
it's
one.
It's not their best for me. I'm with Andy on, which is my favourite by them.
I like How Will I Laugh. It's just a bit long for me.
Yeah.
It's nearly an hour, and an hour for a thrash album. There's only Justice can kind of accomplish that for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's really a pure thrash album, though, is it? How Will I Laugh? It's got more. There's other stuff to it. Yeah, has thrash elements.
Who's next? Me, Andy.
I'll play it safe again.
Oh fucking hell!
I'm going for the piss.
I actually
Play it safe.
I was
will.
myself.
I will go
Depends
in my
what
mind.
Andy shows.
Somebody in the comments before mentioned that Violence was the best thrash metal debut of all time, but they were wrong because we decided between the four of us a year or so ago that Testament Legacy was. I mean, what a debut! I mean, it was such a good year, 87. That not only did they release an album, they put a live EP out as well. That is pretty much half of the Legacy on there. And this was my introduction. This is my original copy from 87. This is when I first heard Testament. And then I got into Practice What You Preach, and that was my favorite album for a while. But then literally every single song, Over the Wall, The Haunting, Burnt Offering, Rage, Cotlod, Curse of the Legions of Death, just masterpiece. First Strike of Deadly, Do or Die. I love that. There is not a bad song on here. And Alex Skolnick is an absolute. I mean, to put this out as your debut album is untouchable in my mind.
Over the Wall.
There we go.
The only thing is, can you imagine back in 1987 if somebody had come up to you and said, "Oh, by the way, thrash is never, ever, ever going to get that good again, so take good of it." It's so shit that it was downhill from so early on. Not exactly downhill, you know what I mean? We've had lots to enjoy, but there's fuck all touched that.
I know that is a masterpiece.
They don't get it. They don't get it in America.
It's so fucking good.
It's that good. You don't even need words for it. You can just do it. You can just go, oh.
You just go, oh, fucking hell.
Oh. You can just make noises. It's that good.
So,
I remember. I remember.
It's not a riff face. It's a wank.
Talking about it.
Yeah.
And they couldn't. That obviously they love it and all that, but they couldn't understand the connection that it's got with all us lot. Mind you, I can't understand the connection Venom's got overseas. I was saying to Darcy, I'm Marty. I said, have you noticed that none of us lot show Venom very much? It's just they just didn't do it for us over here, whereas Testament did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not going to show a fucking album this round.
I'm just going to, I'll have to just pick something out as well myself because...
just get rid of a shit heap.
Andy's won, hasn't he? Shall I go next or Scott?
I think it's me.
Okay.
So, fucking hell. This is
that's right, Steph.
I'm just going to show this one. Oh, fucking... Uncle Slam.
Yeah, you might as well. Is it Will Work for Food?
No. It's their debut.
Oh.
Calm down. This is actually it's Say Uncle. This is actually a really good album. But I'll go down the whole crossover road like Mike did because I thought, well, I was going to see what obviously Andy picked out, but there was no fucking chance I'm pulling another one out compared to the fucking Legacy. So I picked this. I've always got on. Where the fuck is my light? I've always got on really good with this album. I love the production on this. The breakdowns are awesome. The riffing's awesome. And I've always just kind of been a bit of a sucker for that kind of crossover style. I'm kind of deflated after the Legacy now. So Uncle Slam and Say Uncle. But I actually do really love this album. It's good, but it's fuck all compared to the Legacy.
I've never heard it.
Although it has got a bit. I think it's got a better cover.
Yeah.
We judge it on the cover.
Yeah, but can you tattoo that on your arm?
I'd love to. It's fucking awesome.
Do you know what? I've been recently thinking about getting that fucking Legacy thing tattooed on my arm. I mean,
all the boys in the band have got it, haven't they? I think even Steve Sousa has got it, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think he has, aye.
Right, I'm going to show this one, and this isn't because it's a throwaway one. It kind of is, I suppose, because it's up against a legacy, but I'm going to show it because it was, I suppose, another band that were introducing that thing that was happening in thrash and that sort of funky and style to it. But Handle with Care, Nuclear Assault.
My favourite new album, that.
Yeah, Critical Mass was the single off it, wasn't it? That had a video all over MTV.
Trail of Tears had one as well.
There was what?
Trail of Tears had a video as well, I think.
Yeah, that's right. But it's this is a really solid and you know, a lot more mature, really, I suppose, than The Plague and Survive before it. I mean, I love Survive because that was my intro to them. But this was a good album. It was a solid album. It was, but I suppose it was caught up in that, like I say, in that what we're talking about with Suicidal Tendencies. It was caught up in that sort of transition between the sort of rawness of thrash metal and going into the more well produced. And again, it had elements of that sort of funky style. And I suppose Nuclear Assault were always a bit of a band that they didn't follow the sort of scene, really.
They just done what they grew up on, like that Mr. Soft Cream and stuff.
Whatever they want, sort of grindy elements in there. I suppose that's Dan influence, isn't it? You know. But I always loved this album. I always loved it. It's got some great tunes on it. And like I say, it's not a throwaway, but it was a strong album for me back in the day.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. That's my favourite out the first one.
Tommy! Thomas is going to the big record fair tomorrow in Holland. He's promised to make an extremely in-depth video on the whole thing for approximately 60 minutes. No pressure, T.
Wow. Thomas, he's bound to...
He really didn't.
Let's hope he finds one of those really obscure albums from the Amazonian rainforest from '74.
Well, he's such a weird child.
So there you go. That's our four.
I think Nuclear Assault. I think Nuclear Assault are those bands that they're not going to win any contests, but they're just good, solid, listenable,
consistent.
Let's remind everyone again of our picks.
I have to.
Is it worth it?
I mean, if Andy hadn't showed up, I was going with Nuclear Assault.
Yeah.
After the Legacy, which is like 10 times better than everything else, I would go with Nuclear Assault.
I would. I think it's better.
I was going to say I'm disappointed for Mark because that could have been a round winner if it was anything else.
But Andy smashed.
Make your choices. Make your pick.
Even with a delay.
You never know.
All the way, it has to be.
All right, Steph's voting for the Legacy now, but where was she when I was shouting for? Yeah, it's a whitewash.
We're doing all right as well. We're doing all right for time.
It's embarrassing. Andy's next.
Right, Andy, let's go. Come on.
Oh. Let's go with some Overkill. Taking over. It's Overkill. What do we? It's Overkill.
It's a great album.
It's a
Deny the Cross Wrecking Crew
album
all the way through. A great album. I've been on the fence all the way through, so I'm actually going to stick my neck out in this round, and go with some Taking Over. It's Overkill when they're at their best, isn't it? It's ferocious. Oh, it's just fantastic. Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
Let's have a little look. See if we can beat.
That's a strong start.
It is a strong start.
That's one of my favourite Overkill albums.
I might have it beat.
Hopefully, this will be the wrecking crew that puts you guys out.
Right.
Feel it. A power surge.
Right, I'm going to go for it then.
I just got that for a tenner on original press. Can you believe it?
Nice.
And it's mint.
Oh, fucking hell.
Ooh. Game on. Game on.
I'm going to pull out Old Forbidden.
Well, I'm going to slide that one back in that I had picked out now.
This beats the second album for me. This is just, again, for a debut album, we've now had Eternal Nightmare. We've now had The Legacy. And this has got to be up there as one of the best debuts ever. I actually started with Twisted Into Form. I love that album. But see this one, this just hits you square in the face. I love Ross Anderson. I love his vocal delivery. I love the melodies he puts out. He's got a very unique way of doing things, and I think it just completely just amplifies this album into the stratosphere. Just an absolute classic. Another Thrashtor piece, in my opinion. Up there with The Legacy. So yeah, big dogs are out. I brought the bazooka out.
Oh, everything about that album.
I just love it.
Not only is it one of the best thrash albums, for me, it's one of the best albums ever. The vocal, Russ Anderson's voice on that is just incredible. Again, it's a riff fest. Again, it's an album that doesn't need words. You just need to make faces.
Yeah, I absolutely love it, and it's one of those albums that just never gets old.
It's just unbelievably good.
Any mood, any time of day.
And again, for me, this round has been won straight away. And Taking Over is a great album as well, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. I had to pull out the big
Poor Andy started off so well. I think Mike looks like he's primed and ready to go.
I don't know. I've lost confidence once I've looked at the chat. I thought I'll fucking stuff it to that Scotch bastard, and then I looked at the chat and I thought, oh no, I'm going to put that back for another time. It's your go though, Mark. I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll bring this one out. It's not going to be. It's not going to beat Forbidden Evil, but this is a belter of an album, and we've had this band in the last round as well.
Oh man,
practice what you preach.
That is a fucking daddy.
I think even Scott himself probably wants to ditch fucking Forbidden Evil for that.
This is right up there, isn't it? I mean, this is when Testament turned it up to another level. You know, this album sort of propelled Testament almost into the big four. It was that big, wasn't it? You know, the production was a lot nicer than it was on New Order.
It was live, wasn't it, in the studio? Really?
Yeah. Even just putting a song on it called "The Ballad," you know, as a thrash metal fan, they put a song on called "The Ballad," but again, it's a video for it all over MTV.
Awesome.
Greenhouse Effect. Practice what you preach.
It was such like a favourite Testament album of mine for about 30 years, that album. And I just had to cave in it in the last few years to The Legacy. I was just like, nah, as much as I love the Practice, but it's fucking immense. Sins of Omission. How awesome is Sins of Omission?
That's a great song.
Just a brilliant album. There's no doubt about it. You know, this was.
I
suppose this was like Testament at the height of their powers. Really, they were taking over, weren't they? To get taken over, Andy.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure this could go up against any of the albums, but it's up against Forbidden Evil. So take one for the team.
It is a brilliant album.
Are you ready?
It's going to be a tough one. Go on then.
Mike, you need to fuck it.
Oh,
Are you going to make it tougher?
Oh,
Fucking hell, by the way.
Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's immense, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous. I remember when Holy Wars came out on Headbangers Balls. As soon as you just went up that fretboard, I thought, what the fuck is going on there? Everything's going on. That's what's going on. There's even fucking Dawn Patrol's listenable.
yeah.
I mean, to be honest, for me, the weakest song on here is probably Hangar 18 because the back end of it is primarily just solos. But I mean, Poison Was the Cure, Tornado of Souls.
Yeah, that's a beast. That's a good song.
You know, Rust in Peace, all the rest of it. I mean, the actual song Rust in Peace might be the best heavy metal song ever recorded. It's just ridiculous with all what it puts in there with the Spanish guitar and the lyrical content and everything. This album is fucking awesome, and I wouldn't have pulled out. I looked. I had to pull this out if I thought I was going to win this round. I thought I've got to go with this, otherwise I'm not going to win. I still might not win. You don't know what other people are going to think, but for me, that's what I feel like I had to pull out.
Do you know what? I didn't think I would have pulled out the shittest album that round, and I think I may have had, because I love those three other probably more than what I showed.
Holy Wars off that album. Holy Wars is just one of the greatest thrash metal songs ever written.
Ridiculous. Everything is mental on this.
Look at this. Just look at this for a lineup of albums here.
I think Holy Wars is the only good song on that.
No, I don't like solos. Fuck solos.
Look at those. Look at those 4 albums there. That's a thrash to wank, that, isn't it?
Heavy metal is solos. You're in the wrong genre, mate. You want to get...
Yeah, I know it is. I look for everything else, though. And to me, I just think this is just fantastic. What's the votes?
Oh, look at
you got Stephanie back on side.
I'm loving Stephanie needs to write reviews. A monolith of what was that? What did she put it as? A monolith of something mastery.
A monolith of infinite mastery.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Infinite mastery. Every track is a masterpiece.
Oh, Simon's backing me good.
Oh, this is going to be a difficult one to decide.
What the
I can't keep up.
The maddest thing is, like Andy just said it before, surely this is the only way that taking over. Oh no, Chris has gone for a bit of overkill.
Rust in Peace is shite.
Yeah,
is there any busy road you can? If you've got a motorway close by, just run out into that, son.
Just remember, Mike, this is people's opinions. Come on.
Oh yeah, sorry.
What's this consensus looking like? Wow.
Has nobody fucking seen Forbidden Evil here?
I think I won that. Come on.
I can't believe it.
I think I won that, guys. I'm pleased I didn't. I come in at the last minute there to just fucking destroy you pricks. Thank fuck for that.
I think it's between Testament and Megadeth.
I thought Forbidden Evil was going to
Let's call it a draw between all 4.
No. Let's scroll back. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. 10. No, come on, Andy. Fair's fair. I won that.
It does look like Rust in Peace has won it, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
That's a fucking crime.
That's a travesty.
It's not.
That was the worst one there.
It's the absolute fucking blueprint for thrash in 1990. Is that?
What can you do?
Who's next? Who went then? Andy or Scott? Who went then? I forgot.
Andy.
I went first,
Andy went
yes.
first.
Scott
Well,
now.
I'm going to go and get a coffee stout.
All right, try not to bang your vagina on the way there.
Hey, that coffee stout rules.
Does it?
Yeah, and you can open the top of the bottle with your vagina as well.
With your wee rainbow bottle opener.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, stout's a nice drink. You know, when we're getting on in age now, Scott, we're not like you lager.
Listen, I'll be 38 in a couple of months.
Fucking hell! If to be a 38 again, I tell you.
I know. I don't look a day over 42.
Is that a shop that's doing it to you?
Oh, fucking right. Honestly, you should see my fucking hair. You can see my hair's kind of grown out just now. I normally obviously have a skinhead, but see here.
Yeah.
Fucking amount of grey I've got now.
Grow it out. You can only plant that.
Yeah. Right.
I think I might go and get a coffee stout as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely superb.
It is good stuff, isn't it?
Oh,
I've
really
got to be
builds
up,
up your estrogen.
I've got to be up in the morning very early, so I'm not. I might have one. You know what? I might go and get one. Shall I show an album first, though? Is it me first?
No.
Oh, who's it first?
It's
I've
Scott.
only shown an album first once, by the way.
It's Scott. It's Scott. What have we got? Oh, what band is this? I don't know this one.
That's a fantastic album.
I mean, I can't
Good,
not
ooh,
put
good
this in.
start.
Oh,
I mean, this was my favourite Testament album for ages.
That just needs a
until
noise as well.
really just the legacy. I think the legacy just beats this. Because this is still a fucking monster of an album. All right. Everyone uses.
I love that Forbidden Evil.
Yeah, we're not playing that game.
Oh,
I mean, Eerie Inhabitants, The New Order, Trial by Fire, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch. Oh my God.
oh, what an album.
Another fucking masterpiece.
Absolutely.
It is. It's just a little bit short.
It's it's too long, it's too short. Fucking hell.
No,
You're
no,
not-
it's
you're not
too short.
sticking up your arse.
So's our friend John, and he's a nice enough bloke.
I know, he's alright.
It is too short. It's
Yeah, but
immense.
the thing is, everyone's got to know, Mike's like the Goldilocks. There's only, I mean, it's got to be fucking like everyone's taste is like this. Mike's taste is fucking like that. It's a little. I mean, if it was about 15 seconds longer, it'd be fucking brilliant.
39 minutes. It needs to be 38.
Yeah, I mean, fuck's sake. I mean,
If that solo was
this
10
one's an
seconds
hour
longer,
long. See if it was 58 minutes long, it'd be fucking just trim that fat off. Trim that fucking fat off. It'd be fucking brilliant. Anyway,
No,
Testament, New Order.
Alex
I mean-
Skolnick on that is it's a masterful display guitar in that.
Yeah, because I was going to say to go from the legacy to this, but it's really to go from the legacy to this to practice. It's just, I mean, what a fucking run that is.
They were taking over the world, weren't
Aye, I mean, this is still like so fucking good.
they? Oh, it's so
It's
good.
amazing. So
Oh, yeah. Without
that's
doubt.
my choice.
Trial by fire.
You can't. Testament up until 1990 is fucking unbeatable.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
The best fucking. Well, it's such
You
a
just beat
strong.
them.
We shall see. We shall see.
Great choice, that one. Great choice. That's right up there. That's one of the best
It's
albums
it's brilliant.
ever for me. I
Another
love
one that just does not get old.
Love it. Love it.
And see what I wish. Like a lot of thrash bands now, they're so highly produced and obviously quite templated in their playing. See if they went back and started doing that kind of stuff again. The thrash scene nowadays would be so much fucking better.
honestly, I've said it forever. Gene Hoglan and Steve DiGiorgio of A Ruined Testament, they're formidable, right? I'm not saying they're not. They're
I know what you mean, though.
the best of the best.
Too
But
polished.
the fucking rhythm section in Testament is ridiculous. It's too perfect compared to everything else. I much preferred Louis Clemente drumming, where you got the feeling that, fuck me, Louis can barely keep up here. He always managed, but it looked like the wheels were coming off. And for that reason, that's what makes them albums for me.
Yeah.
You don't ever get that impression, do you, with Latter Day Testament? You think, well, fucking Hoglan you can throw everything at him. He doesn't care. He can do it. And that, to me, isn't thrash.
It's kind of takes the flavour out of it.
Yeah.
Well, we've said it before, you could pick any of the last 3 Testament albums, and if you played a song off it, you wouldn't know which album it was off.
Yeah.
Would you?
You could everything since 2008 you could do that with.
Yeah.
Right, Mark.
I would take the New Order over anything from
I'm gonna go with this one because I absolutely love this album, and I think this is my favourite album by this band. But I do love the New Order, and I don't want to use any of my other ones up because I think they might win. I don't know. I'm going for it. Years of Decay.
That is tough, that.
Years of Decay.
Is that.
This is just a fabulous thrash metal album. Taking Over had a lot of elements of heavy metal in there, and then they got to the next album, and they were going more and more thrashy, but it still had that sort of that uplifting heavy metal element. This album's darker. This is like more sinister sounding thrash metal. The song Elimination, we all know that one, don't we? But it just Evil Never Dies, Playing with Spiders, Skull Crusher. It was doomy thrash metal. It was dark thrash metal. I just love this album. Even the cover's a great cover.
Yeah, they kind of turned a wee corner with that one, didn't they?
Yeah, but for me, it's my favourite. I love Overkill, but this is my favourite of theirs, hands down. And probably the only thing that I could pick that would challenge the New Order.
I know. Do you know what? It's funny. All these years, I've never ever sort of pitted those 2 albums together. For some reason, it's always been like Practice versus Years of Decay and stuff like that, but when you pit the New Order versus Years of Decay, that is fucking tough. That
interesting, isn't it?
I know my album here ain't competing with either of those 2. To be quite honest, it can't hold up to either of them so far. I would probably go with Years of Decay out of that, to be honest. As much as I think probably largely down to the fact that there's more of the Years of Decay than there is of New Order. But
yeah, well, Years of Decay is actually, I think it's about 23 seconds longer. So,
and it's got 4 more solos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get the solos.
Strong albums there.
You must hate.
I can't compete with that. I can't compete with them.
Right, go on then, Andy. No, I'm joking.
It's my favorite Sacred Reich.
Mine too.
I think it's a great album that doesn't. It gets in and out quickly. 31 flavors pulls it down a little bit, but it was very much of the time, like we were talking about earlier with the funk element. In 1990, the summer primarily of 1990, it was just like someone had switched the funk lights on. Yeah. And everyone was wearing bright coloured clothing and everything was all about that, and you had like it was everywhere, wasn't it? And this came out right in among all that, but everything else on it, apart from that 31 flavors, is great, and that doesn't kind of annoy the shit out of me that much. In fact, it takes me back just as much as the rest of the album to that time, and I think, oh yeah, God, I fucking hell. But I think this is a fantastic album. I wouldn't say they're a fantastic band, but I do think this is a fantastic album. But even I know that it doesn't compete with the New Order or Overkill. Just doesn't.
It is a good. I mean, the title track, "The American Way," that's like a mosh.
Well, to me, "Who's to Blame's" the big song on there.
Just brilliant.
Right, Andy.
Well, my confidence has been totally destroyed by showing Overkill before, and pretty much it being the worst of the 4 albums. So I'm gonna throw this one away. Even though I like this album, it's certainly not up with the others that are shown. But I do like Join the Army, and I reckon this guy could take on Uncle Slam in a fight. Maybe we can decide who would win that rather than whether this album is actually in the competitions. But like you said, Mike, they jump in on the bandwagon. This is so different from the first album, and that was my intro to the first album. They heard the thrash metal thing, but it's just such a catchy album as well. Things like "Possessed to Skate" and "A Die Lit Each Day." 2 wrongs don't make a right, but they make me feel a whole lot better. That's something that I quote quite a lot from this album. I think lyrically, it's really good. I like it. It's not saying it's the best lyrics in the world, but I think they're quite sort of clever in the way that they put their lyrics together. So I'm not expecting it to pull up any
good album
trees,
though,
against the competition I've got here, but it's a good album.
Yeah, I had that on yesterday actually, because I was thinking about your year, and I was thinking, what could he pull? So I put "Join the Army" on. I thought, yeah, that's.
You've done our homework on each of us, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, to me, I don't even like the first album. I sold mine. I wasn't into it. Not into it at all. I like everything else. Join the Army. Well, just that short period of Suicidal, really. Join the Army to Lights, Camera, but I love all those. But I can't get away with that really over the top fucking hardcore, whatever they call the fucking style that the first Suicidal is. It's not for me.
Right. Well,
who's voting?
Oh. Again, some strong albums in there, isn't there? Who is it going to be, though? Is it going to be Overkill or is it going to be Testament? They're the 2 we're going for, do we think? Are they the contenders?
Let's have a look. So we've got
New Order, Overkill,
Testament, Overkill, Overkill. Oh, Suicidal. I always like Overkill. New Order.
Oh, hey, Suicidal.
Oh, God, a couple of votes here on my faith in the metal kind is being restored. I think it. Do you know what?
Nobody's gone for Sacred Reich.
No,
it's definitely between Testament and Overkill.
Oh, look at that! It's close. This one,
Overkill.
It is close.
Oh, it's too close to call. Scott can't look. He daren't look.
I don't want to.
I think Overkill may have it.
Really?
Well, count them.
Unless anyone wants to actually go.
Just
as Overkill eliminated New Order.
Eliminated Aerosmith, I think. I think I think Aerosmith has pulled it down.
Yeah,
Close but no cigar, Scott.
down in an elevator.
Elevator.
Can't believe it.
Super duper.
Why is it? My big hitters are getting fucked here.
I might just go for a celebratory piss now and a bottle of coffee stout.
Right.
Where you can sit down while you drink it.
Is it you, Scott, now or not?
No, I brought out the Testament.
Oh, right. It's that
And I got-
asshole.
It's,
It's fucking
I got-
gone.
And I got beasted again.
Do you want
Well,
me
should
to
I-
go?
Coffee stout piss boy is.
No, I'll go.
Should I go then and we can...
No.
Oh, he's here back.
I didn't. I heard my name being called. Okay, right. So,
I've got no confidence in my other ones now. If
Let's
that doesn't
go.
fucking win.
let's go for this one. Let's go for this one. Come on.
Come on then.
Beneath the Remains. A massive, massive album. I mean, weirdly enough, though, it's probably not my favourite Sepultura album nowadays. But this, when it first came along, this was the first album I heard by Sepultura. This band coming out of Brazil. I think it was Inner Self was the first song I heard, and just that chugging, sort of heavy riff, aggressive. I mean, even I just love this. I even bought a pair of Vision pants, the same as Max Cavalera's. I was obsessed with this album, and it's aggressive. There's so much sort of. I think what's the word I'm trying to look for? It was like they were trying to make the world pay attention. Do you know, they were like, we're from Brazil. We know we're not from the home of thrash metal, but check out this, what these boys can do. There was some bands from Brazil at the time, but nothing ever to this level. Even
Fantastic
the
album.
artwork on it's fabulous. And I know it's not
That's
not originally the right artwork. We know the story about cause of death, but just everything about it. Ego, whatever you want to call it, his drumming was fantastic. Lead guitar, everything it had. It's got emotion. It's got that sinister feel to it, you know, that takes thrash.
Sinister footwear to it.
Yeah. Just a fabulous album. Lobotomy, Primitive Future, Massive Gnosis.
Slaves of Pain.
Oh, just brilliant. Just a brilliant album.
But how awesome is the line? Battlefields and slaughter, now they mean my home, my work. How fucking tremendous is that for a line? That's fucking immense, isn't it? That was most of us in the sort of first world countries intro to that band, wasn't it? And it felt like when I got that album and Beneath the Remains, I thought, fucking hell's fire. That's taking it up a level in the extremity zone. I thought that was absolutely fucking mental when I first heard that record. I hadn't heard anything quite as harsh.
I think I'd heard Inner Self, and obviously it's like a slow sort of chugging, dun 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 dun, and then it's just the way it builds up and into this sort of more of a frenzy as it's going on. But it's just brilliant, just a brilliant album, an absolute classic. Isn't it?
It's a shame I've got it beat.
Sepultura, Beneath the Remains.
Beneath the Remains.
Love that artwork as well.
Nightmare in Red, it's called, isn't it?
That'd make a good tattoo, wouldn't it?
Mm. Right, Mike.
Boom.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's
Here we
mental.
go.
I'm going for my piss now.
Here we go.
that might have the best side
Choice.
one in history. I mean, side one, you've got that like Oriental ditty at the beginning, 7 o'clock from Tashkent. Yeah. But Kamaniac, Beneath the Clay by Inheritance, and their take on the sort of disposable heroes type Metallica song, Bomb Food. Fuck me. There isn't a better side one that I can think of in metal. As far as side one goes, this is hands down absolutely colossal. The riffs, it's like Testament, only even better, with more intricacies and with like Warrell Dane type of vocals over the top. It's absolutely outstanding. It's only let down on side two by track one on side two, Don't Believe, is a little bit melodic, and I'm not keen. The chorus is good, but I'm not keen on the verses. It's a bit shit. And I hate that fucking cover of whatever it's called, whoever it is, but they're called Razzmatazz. Sorry, the song's called Razzmatazz. I don't know what the band are called. It's wank. But is that what it is? But everything else is absolutely killer. And it is. If you just imagine Testament, only it's like Testament riffs, but with a little bit of Running Wild riffs mixed in with Sanctuary vocals. It's absolutely, honestly, I cannot tell you how much I fell in love with that album. Yeah. It's that's not one I knew. Oh, and as soon as I seen the cover, I thought to myself, that's got to be that guy that done that same cover for that album that I can't fucking stand that everyone else seems to like. And it is, yes, Slaughter in the Vatican. It's the same guy. Yeah,
it's like the same kind of cover, doesn't it?
Same guy did Forbidden Evil.
Yeah, that really is fucking immense. I just spunk 37.50 on that fucker.
Yeah, it does, Chris. I think it has had a reissue, hasn't it?
It has been reissued.
It has had a reissue, but even that's expensive.
Yeah, the reissue is about 40 quid.
I've seen the original press, and I thought for an extra £6 or £7, I'll buy the original.
Yeah, I mean that's where Artillery really just like hit the nail on the head, isn't it? They were kind of finding their sound in the first couple of albums, but I think that is where they really, that's their kind of master of puppets.
Yeah,
that's where they kind of hit the sweet spot.
It's expensive here in the States. It's fucking expensive everywhere, that bastard.
It is. They must have all done a show.
Apart from the shop, I bought it in for 15 quid.
You sack.
But music on vinyl have got it out. It might come out again, but yeah.
What about 37 quid on music on vinyl, isn't
it? It's about 32 or something, yeah. So for 5 quid or something, I thought, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, just get the fucking original.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It's just talk about like top 10 albums that the VC has introduced me to. That's in there easily. I had no idea back in the day about that album. I probably seen the advert for it.
It's not spoken about that often.
No. It's not as good as
not spoken about that often either.
Well, have you? No, you need your fucking head checked, Mark, for that. I think the only reason you're saying that is you've only got that on cassette.
Fucking hell!
It's all over. It's all over. If that's what Andy's showing, it's all over. Fucking hell.
Oh, fuck. What am I going to choose?
I see your Sepultura.
Yeah.
I see your By Inheritance.
Yeah.
I raise you the Ultra-Violence.
All
also
hail
a
the
fantastic
Ultra-Violence.
So I think, Mark, you quite like Voracious Souls, don't you?
I do. I like it voraciously.
I love it.
I think for me, when you see that video, that
But yes,
skateboard video,
this is probably the only.
Go on, Andy.
Yeah, this is out of the. I know everybody loves Act 3, but this out of the first 3 albums is easily the best for me until some of their more recent albums that they've done. It just has everything. The ferociousness of it. Just the age they were as well to put this out.
Let me have
Unbelievable.
recap.
I remember when that album came out.
15 or something.
What's that? I remember when that album came out, and it was just like having that white cover and that logo just playing in the white sort of sky, and then on the back, everything about it was just intriguing. Just a fabulous album.
Did you know that it was they loved 2112 by Rush, and they decided to try and make their version of 2112. That's what this is.
Really?
Yeah.
What was he thinking of with Frolic Through the Park then?
You what?
What was he thinking of with Frolic Through the Park? I wonder then.
There was smoking crack.
And it was produced by Davey Vane, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because I think their demo was produced by Kirk Hammett, wasn't it, originally?
That is a crushing album, though. For another amazing debut.
Darcy has spoken. Artillery Crushes, Sepultura, Death Angel, and whatever Scott shows. Now that is confidence that I like.
I think Darcy's on the crack as well, by the sounds of it.
No, he's just part of the.
Oh, so I've got to pick something now. Fucking brilliant.
Darcy.
Just throw this one away, Scott.
I know. I think I'll have to. Oh, man. To be fair, man, I don't think my last few aren't that strong. So, well, they're strong, but not like super strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ultra-violence, it's great. One of the first things I ever learned on guitar, that like, it's like a thing, isn't it? Wasted years.
Oh, good call.
It's a good album.
Punishment for Decadence.
Punishment for Decadence, the first Coroner album I ever heard, and I was sold after the first listen. Just amazing, technical thrash at its best. I know it's not going to probably compete with any of the others, but this is another kind of timeless thrash album for me.
Yeah, just
and
brilliant.
I would think if I was going to rank them, this would be my favourite Coroner album.
Yeah. So,
just some great riffing. I mean, again, I'm a bit deflated now because I'm last out of all that good shit. But for Coroner, this is definitely where they peaked for me, I think. So, Coroner.
There you go. Dave's got your back.
They've got a real nice balance between that sort of chaos of the earlier releases.
Yeah.
A bit of technicality in there and
with a bit
organisation.
With R.I.P., it was a bit kind of, like you say, a bit scattered. And there was a bit kind of, it was a bit erratic. But with that, they kind of like really they kind of dialed it in. I would say with that album.
I've kind of gone off Grin lately. That was, if you watch my Coroner ranking
album,
yeah. Well, if you watch my Coroner ranking, I actually had Grin at top, but I wouldn't put it there anymore. I would probably put. I like No More Colour, but I do love that one as well.
Yeah. But
Stephanie's right. They are an overlooked band, aren't they, Coroner, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to have much chance in this round, but still a solid fucking album.
Oh, right. Let's show them.
I don't know them that well at all. I really need to get my shit together.
I'm hoping to put a Coroner box set would be nice. There you go. That's the one.
Every time we show these up at the end, it's just there's just like every round's just a fucking banger, isn't it? Get in there, Peter.
Fucking hell.
Get in there. Look at that.
Oft.
Oh my word!
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
I can't believe it either.
Oh, Mike, you are.
I think I've taken my ball home. Yes.
Yeah.
No
Fabulous.
coroners, no.
I mean, this is a big album, innit? Come on.
None for the Swiss, no.
Yeah,
No,
you've got a vote. I haven't.
Hey, who voted for me? Go back to mine. Nothing of Sepultura shit. We came in Sepultura's one.
Steph
Yeah.
voted for you. I haven't got any voted. Steph voted for you. I haven't got any votes. Oh, Darcy.
Wait for Darcy. Wait for your mate Darcy. He won't let you down, Mike.
No, I'm taking his vote from earlier.
You'd be my second choice, Mike.
Thank you.
Super. Brilliant.
I believe it.
Jesus. Right, who's first now then?
That wasn't even close. I thought the Ultraviolets might be. That was overwhelming, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It was, but
Just shows you that is a beast of an album.
Yeah, it is a beast.
Yeah, I just think. I think the people watching don't know what I'm talking about. To be honest.
Don't say that. These are our treasured viewers.
who's next? Is it?
There you go, Mike.
Is it, feels like
you, Mike.
It's you.
Michaels.
It's you.
Right. Now this album gets a bit of slack, a bit of shit,
Good.
Oh.
and I don't know why.
I know what it is.
Is it the perfect length?
Yeah, I would say. I don't think everyone in this video will know this album, but they should do, but they don't.
Not enough
That's
solo.
something.
Coma of Soul.
God. I forgot about Creator.
See, Coma of Souls for me, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, this is where they'd put out an album or two, blah blah blah." I still find them fighting on all four cylinders. It wasn't until Renewal where you were like, okay, only your mother would love it, sort of thing. This to me is still awesome. I love the simplistic artwork. I always have. I think the production's great. I think the songs are great. When People of the Lie is a great song. Agents of Brutality. When the sky, I just think it's awesome. I don't get it. I understand if someone was to argue that Renewal isn't very good. I personally love it, but I would get it. But for me, this is just carrying on in the natural progression of things. And this was what they put out in 1990. And
that's a
yeah.
great album.
I've always loved it.
Plus, it's got the ex-guitarist of Sodom in it as well, which was always an added bonus. Bit of Blackfire.
Yeah. It's got a lot of those like one note riffs, that they've done. It's pacey. You could argue all the things that aren't really present on Renewal, even though I still love Renewal because I'm pretty much a Creator fanboy, really. It's only the very back end of the 90s that I was put off them. Certainly in 1990, I know my mate he was living in Glasgow at the time, and he came. We used to meet him off the train every Friday, and we knew when he'd been to a gig, and he came off the train on this Friday afternoon. We met him off the train. He had a fucking Creator cap on, Coma of Souls under his arm, Coma of Souls t-shirt on, and you know, like fucking proper starter kit. He done the same with Altars of Madness when they played the fucking Cat House. Just any time anyone played, he was there and he bought everything, you know. And yeah, Coma of Souls, fucking love it. Still love it. Listen to it today before this video just to make sure. I thought nothing wrong with it.
It's a brilliant album, but it's no Extreme Aggression.
I actually like it more.
It's not even marked, but never mind.
Yeah, but I had to put this one in because I'm pitting creator against creator.
Oh God!
And I don't think either of you boys are going to pull out a creator album, are you?
I didn't realise until Marty Worm was talking about Extreme Aggressions, and he was like, "Nah, fuck that." They tried to be beardier sound. They tried to be different. They tried to be, and I thought, you know what? He's absolutely right, and it really fucking affected my opinion of Extreme Aggressions. I still love it. Don't get me wrong. I still love it, but I know what Marty was trying to say. It tries to be a different beast, and Coma of Souls doesn't. Coma of Souls picks up where Terrible Certainty left off, but Extreme Aggressions doesn't.
No, this for me is that perfect balance between that primal aggression of Pleasure to Kill. What they were trying to do with Terrible Certainty, they achieved with this album, because they were obviously wanting to change their style to a certain degree. That was thrash metal, wasn't it? That was what was going on in the late 80s. They could see the popularity of other styles. I mean, Sodom did it. You know, all the bands incorporated that to a degree. Even Slayer, if you think about it, going from Rain in Blood to Scenes in the Abyss, every band was going to go down that more clean, more produced, more not less aggressive, but more mature sort of sound. And for me, this album is that perfect balance between what you've just shown, Coma of Souls, and Pleasure to Kill. It's got more aggression than Coma of Souls. It's got a bit more attitude. It's got the riffs in there, but like I say, it's just that perfect balance for me between rough and ready and more clear songwriting, more clear.
I do apologise to all the viewers. Mark's showing a reissue. Would you like me to show another?
Yeah. Bastard. Have you got the OG? Have you got an OG?
Yeah. I'll pull it out for you.
To be honest, I'm hoping Mike falls out with it soon because he'll have it on eBay next week and I can knock it in.
£3.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's I'm just having to show the triple gatefold reissue.
Yeah, you're upsetting them all though, aren't you? There you go. Hey, this was a gift recently off Johnny Mac.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he likes you more than he likes me, then obviously.
Yeah, I get.
Well, yeah, of course, it's got taste.
You know.
Yeah, that was.
Can we just say that Mike is now disqualified because he showed an album from the young year?
Yeah,
I'll go get the OG CD.
Use what you can, Andy, I suppose.
Right, Andy.
Clutching at straws. So does that mean that me and Scott don't get a go this round because Mark jumped in?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Fucked up.
It felt the right time, though.
I think it's going to be between creator and creator, don't you? They're going to set that up for themselves.
It is. So I'm
like a backroom thing before we even fucking
I'm
start.
going to go Holy Terror.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll go with Holy Terror, Terror and Submission. Again, I think this is a bit like Artillery and by Inheritance, Mike, in that I think if you know this album, you love it, but not everybody knows it. And if you don't know it, you should. So, what we've got Kurt Colfelt that was in Agent Steel, and Mike Alford on guitar and vocals who went on to do Mind War, who I've just got into as well. They're superb as well. But this album slays. Absolutely fantastic stuff. But again, I just don't think it's Holy Terror are that well known. Although
immense, that album though.
Is that an OG copy, Andy? Bastard.
It is.
We don't fuck around on this channel, Mark.
Shall I go now?
Yeah, sorry, I pulled the wrong one. I do apologise. Yeah, so there we go. There's the OG one.
Oh wait, I'll have to go and get my OG creator
one
now.
flag.
Hold on a minute. Let me just go on eBay.
Right, well, I'll just show mine.
So yeah, that was just my backup one. Sorry, that's.
I think that absolutely kills the follow-up album. And I know everyone sort of likes Mind Wars, and Mind Wars gets a lot of love more than Terror and Submission. But to me, Terror and Submission is the better album. Mind Wars is good.
So I'm going to show.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, dear me.
Thanks for picking up my album, Mike. But anyway,
No.
I'll go for Holy Terror and Mind Wars.
I can't believe you did that.
I think this is a far
Holy
better
Terror
album
versus Creator.
People watching this would have thought we'd organise this to happen.
It's got Kurt Kilfeld on guitar. He's from
Fuck off.
and Mike Alford on guitar as well.
Good album, that.
But yeah, I actually think this dominates the Terror and Submission, to be honest. So
Yeah, I do as well.
so there you go.
Brilliant.
Holy Terror, Mind Wars.
Me and Scott are the winners. That's a classic.
It's fucking amazing.
It's a brilliant album. It's a brilliant album.
After Mike's fantastic intro.
No, it is. Hey, listen, the what do they call the song on there? What do they call the song? Fucking hell! I used it as a.
There's 10 of them. So
Yeah, I used the song as an outro one video. I can't remember the name of it.
all right.
Something by something.
Right. Damned by Judges.
That's absolutely immense. Actually, that might be everything else on the other album. That song might be everything else on that other album. I love it.
Brilliant, Scott. Brilliant. What a shout. What a shout.
So
let's see the votes.
is that an OG, Scott? Is that an OG? If it's not an OG, then
Oh, listen. Do I have to go
Right,
get up and get my OG
I
CD?
think this will say everything.
I've got the OG CD. Come on, cut me some slack.
Come on. I bet Holy Terror, Mind Wars. I mean, fucking hell.
Hey, you've got a vote there, Scott.
Think outside the box.
It's quite. Oh, I'm in the lead so far. Just.
Oh,
Are
nice.
you in the lead? What are you reading?
I am.
You're holding
I'm
up Global Skulls, not Extreme Aggression, man.
I'm definitely in the lead.
Yeah, he's in the lead now.
Oh, get in there. Yeah.
Mark's winning that one. Oh no, hang on. There's life in the old dog yet.
Again, 4 bangers. Absolute bangers.
Oh, God. Had to pull that out there.
Brilliant. You see, it was good that I went next, wasn't it, you see? Because that worked out perfectly, Scott.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Come on, let's see that, boys. Holy
Right.
double.
It was Andy next, is he?
I don't think 1988 has been as good
Yeah.
to me as I thought it was going to be.
Oh.
Oh, fucking hell.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
It's one of these rounds
That's all
where
I
you
need to
just
say.
throw them.
I realized I hadn't actually listened to this for quite some time because Spreading is my go-to album. But this, when people talk about Anthrax, this is pretty much everybody apart from me and Mike's number one Anthrax album, and they have been living off this album.
Yeah,
for the past 30 plus years. It's still
living amongst the living.
Constitutes most of their set. And this is one of those albums that I walked home from work today. I had headphones on, and I was unashamedly singing just as I walked down the road because it's just everything about it. Just the pace changes in it. The usually I don't sort of pick up on things like bass playing or whatever, but Frank Bello on here is just awesome. It sounds like
I hope you weren't running through Edinburgh today, Andy, shouting respect.
He was shouting "Cry for the Indians" all the way through Edinburgh.
There's nothing I like more than all these plastic people with all their plastic promises. This is just you lot. Plastic deals, they just get in the way. Imitation of life. It's I had to go. I was holding out to try and put this in as a to steal a show one time, but I'm so confident I'm going to lead with it.
Yeah, you can't beat that one.
That's a belter, that mate, an absolute belter.
Scott's left the building. It was that good. He left the building.
No, I actually forgot to pull an album out. I've actually forgot to pull two out.
Or he's gone to his backup Big Guns box.
Me to go then.
Yeah, you're up against Among the Living.
Yep.
Oh fuck! Oh dear! Oh, he's just threw something there.
Oh, what?
Another. Do you know what? Another combination I've never considered, and I didn't want to.
Sabbath or Sabbat, whatever you want to say it. History of a Time to Come. Another awesome debut. And this is just, I think this just fucking rips from start to finish, to be honest. I mean, you can take Anthrax in their jokey ways all you want, but if you want some serious, in-your-face thrash, then Sabbath or Sabbat is where you want to be.
I was ready for everyone to concede. I was ready for everyone to concede to Among the Living, I'll be honest, until he threw that up there.
Well, I think people need to reconsider because although I do like Among the Living, I think Sabbath is the stronger contender if you're really a serious thrash fan.
Which we all profess to be.
No,
yes.
I do love, to be fair, I do love Among the Living. But
Among the Living's immense. I've been trying to buy it for
a serious thrash band that sing about fantasy lyrics. Not serious, is it?
You better watch what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you try and interrupt my bit, I left you alone. I wasn't on camera when you were talking about yours.
Important life-changing things like Indians and skeletons in the closet. That's serious thrash, man. Not your wizards and goblins.
So hard, Mark, isn't it?
Do you know? Among the Living is just a banger in it.
Do you know what? I hate myself for having to go against Among the Living.
Oh.
And do you know what? It's from the UK.
Oh,
but I will if I have to, and it looks like I have to.
So, I mean, I know. Listen, Among the Living is good. It's brilliant.
It's better than that.
But I know it's brilliant. But come on, that is.
No, it's mental what he's
through. They've just come out. I mean, what's Among the Living's? What, their third album? They've just come out and fucking smashed this in their debut.
Yeah,
that's got to count for something.
Yep.
Can you see me just try to grasp points here?
No, I can't. Yeah, it's horrible.
So that's mine. I'll go for Sabbat.
Super impressive.
Just need to throw someone away, Mark.
Who's next?
Roll with them two big dogs.
All right. I'll throw this one away then.
You silly bastard.
Now
Fucking
then,
hell.
let's see how people feel about Dreamweaver compared to
No, I
the
mean,
debut.
Dreamweaver's very good, but it still doesn't compare to the debut, I don't think.
But for me personally, this is my favourite Sabat.
Oh, is it? Aye.
Yeah. Well, of course it will be, Scott,
It is
wouldn't
today.
it? You know, of course it will be. and my intro to the band, I suppose, which always has an effect on how you feel about an album, doesn't it?
I will definitely be throwing this round away. I tell you that right now.
As much as I love this album, and I do love it, and I prefer it more than History, it's up against Among the Living, for fuck's sake. Do you know? But yeah, one of this has got to be one of the greatest thrash albums that's ever come out of the UK for me. Martin,
I just don't think
It's a live stream we need to do, the top 10 UK thrash albums. That is a live stream that this channel is crying out for.
Yeah.
Given the origin of the name of the channel. Sort of.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a good idea. That I like it, man.
It's a shame that Morning is Broken wasn't released in.
And it's a shame that Mike doesn't
1990.
like organising the subject
should have
matter
shown
in these live streams, isn't
I
it?
don't see, he's already fucking picked it. Right, don't finish this one yet.
Michael is the leader. Michael is the leader.
Oh,
So anyway, what's just interesting about this is which Sabat album is the best, but not as good as Among the Living.
It absolutely, what a ridiculous trio of albums presented.
I'm happy to read with you for a second.
Because, I mean, Among the Living it's been my youth and the soundtrack to my life forever.
Yeah.
Like, it came out. I turned up a week early to buy that fucker. That's how interested I was in buying that album. And the woman said, no, it's next fucking week, you idiot. I had to ride home on my bike in the rain. Your rally flyer, fucking piss wet through. So I turned up a week early for Among the Living. That's how fucking fanatical I was. But and then Scott goes and throws History of a Time to Come. I went to Yugoslavia on holiday before it was called fucking whatever, Croatia. Before all that shit, when it was still called Yugoslavia. And that's the only album I took. 2-week holiday, I only took History of a Time to Come for that whole holiday, and I battered fuck out of it 4 times, 5 times a day. Never even got close to being tired of it. But then Dreamweaver comes out, and it takes everything that History does, and just pummels the fuck out of you with the lyrical content. The fucking book, the Bible thing that it comes with is ludicrous.
Which I think is hard for people to take. There's a lot of lyrics to take in.
It's absolutely ridiculous for people to take in. It is. And I probably do side with History of a Time to Come over Dreamweaver, but I love the pummeling that Dreamweaver gives you as well. That's a horrible trilogy of albums. So I'm going to go with Sodom's Better Off Dead. Because I can't compete with them 3, and I don't even want to try. This is very reminiscent of Sepultura, really, and it's got I think it's got a Motorhead cover on it as well of is it Iron Fist or something like that. It's not a bad Sodom album. It's not as good as In the Sign of Evil, which is my go-to Sodom album, but it's quite good. But I can't compete with the rest of you, so I threw this round away quite obviously. Quite obviously. Yeah. Me personally, Jesus Christ, it's so hard because I've got the
Dun, 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 dun.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't think I can separate Among the Living and History of a Time to Come. I don't think I can separate them. I think that might be the closest 2 albums in existence for me. That
History is kind of winning right now.
Oh, hey, come on.
No. What about, hey, guys, Better Off Dead. OG press.
Who'd have thought that would be Anthrax? It's well in there. Anthrax is like the least votes up to now, except for Sodom, obviously.
Yeah.
No, Sodom's the least votes up to now. Let's be serious here, Mark.
Yeah,
No, but here we go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's coming through
Yeah.
strong at the end, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because people don't know History of a Time to Come enough. Whereas Anthrax is a huge album.
I'll tell you what, though.
Pretty
Both
close.
of these Sabat albums have give that Anthrax album a proper run for the money there, haven't they?
They have.
Massively.
They have.
Yeah.
Just when I thought I was going to pull one out the bag there, Mark has to go and fuck me up.
No. You can't blame me, Scott, because honestly, I don't know. I don't think I can pick between them two albums. I can't. They're absolutely both on a par.
Well done, Andy.
I'm going to go and get him.
Scotty, over to you, mate.
Shit.
Wow. Is this the last round? Is this the 10th of the 10?
We're getting close to. I think so. Yeah. Good timing as well. Take us to about just over 2.5 hours.
Lots no place for disgrace.
No, I love that album. Love it.
Yeah, I prefer this one to the debut. I mean, I love the debut.
Yeah.
As Mark does, as he's shown us.
Yeah.
But for me, I think this beats it.
This is the one vote.
Oh, Mike. Leave it on screen for him, Andy.
This just continues on, but hits just a bit better with me. I think it's more memorable.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. It's got more of a pure thrash sound than Doomsday.
I think it just hits the sweet spot with this one.
Oh, I love it.
I think it's Flotsam's best album.
Love it.
Like I say, I do love the debut. It's a classic as well, but this one I think just tips it. Well, Andy, how many copies have you got? 4
of Doomsday. Yeah,
of the debut.
Oh,
Too
I
many.
listened to that. Yeah.
More than I need.
I thought When the Storm Comes Down had some nice moments in it. You know, decent moments.
That is a great album. It's just the production's absolute shit on it.
Yeah, it's so dry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really bad. That could have been that'd have been a much better album if the production was a bit thicker.
Yeah, I agree. Who produced that Flotsam and Jetsam one? I can't remember. Is it Bill Matoya?
Fucking hell, you're testing me now. Yes.
Yeah.
Holy fuck you, weirdo.
Hey, I'm wearing the t-shirt. Super fan of you.
That's true. Super funny.
No, Bill Matoya did. I think he was Roadrunner's sort of in-house producer. I think, wasn't it? But that's a brilliant album. I think it's overlooked, that album, by a lot of people. I think people gravitate towards Doomsday.
I think it's just because I think Doomsday is known a lot more, but I think it's not as strong as this one.
Yeah.
The fuck am I doing with this? Jesus.
I can't believe we've actually
camera.
mentioned Doomsday without mentioning that Jason Newsted used to be in it.
Yeah. You can tell Scott's not done a video for 240 days because he's re-sleeving on camera and it's a schoolboy error.
Fucking. Use it as a frisbee. Right, Mark.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Here we go.
belter are you bringing out now?
Fabulous Disaster.
Oh, you fucked me.
Happy Ever After.
Why is it Exodus used them lot on the cover of all the fucking albums early on?
Yeah, I love this album. It's brilliant. Toxic Waltz.
Yeah.
Toxic Waltz was an absolute anthem on MTV and on Power Hour and all of the metal shows, wasn't it?
Well, if you remember, Mark, didn't I drag you two up for the Toxic Waltz when we went to see them in Glasgow?
Yeah,
I was like,
me
hey, come on, you can't fucking leave it. Come on, it's the Toxic Waltz.
Yeah, you did. At whatever age I was at the time, 48, 49, Mike dragged me into the mosh pit for a bit of the Toxic Waltz.
Got to be done.
Yeah, just a brilliant album, you know. And again, a bit like Flotsam and Jetsam's got the Elton John cover. We've got Low Rider on here. But like Father, like Son, I mean, it's just a brilliant album. This is like the sort of the pinnacle of the Exodus era for me. This was they've not bettered it. I mean, Impact is Imminent was on a major label, but it didn't have the same effect. Again, it was killed by a sort of big budget on it, and the production, it just sounded a lot drier compared to this. This is just a great album and a big album from the genre, I think, really, this one.
Uh-huh.
And probably the Exodus album that a lot of people from my generation heard first.
Yeah.
Fabulous Disaster.
Zetro said the Toxic Waltz took him about 20 minutes to write.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I never get tired of that song either.
No, it's great. It's an anthem, isn't it? Ooh, the Toxic Waltz. Oh,
baby! You little fucker.
A piece of work, isn't it? I mean, yes, it had a couple of funk elements with what was it? The Ecstasy or whatever, Discontinued, something like that. I can't remember the fucking Stagnant, whatever. Anyway, this is just this was the album when Iron Maiden were bringing out them first 10 Wasted Years, 12 inches, whatever. They fetched them out every Friday, and me and my mate used to go down to the local record shop in town and buy those whatever the latest one was, you know, fucking The Trooper and 2 Minutes to Midnight, or whatever was on them 12 inches. And one weekend I went down and I didn't have enough money for everything. And I looked around and this was there, and I was like, you know what? I've got to buy that over them Iron Maidens. And I fucking bought it. I never did get that Iron Maiden 12-inch pack. Because once you missed out on the Friday, you were fucked. They didn't press many of them, and they were gone. And obviously nowadays I would buy that first and know that this would be in stock for a lot longer. But I was anticipating this fucker like you wouldn't believe. When this came out, absolutely blew me away. Fucking just destroyed me. And even now, I play this album, falling asleep, disturbing the priest. It's fucking immense. I know there's a little flavouring of the funk element in there, and some people don't get along with it. But to me, this is Death Angel fully realised. Everything is just 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. One of while I've been collecting 80s OG thrash, this was like a huge fucking, you know, grail that I needed to find. Loved it.
I love that album. Love it.
It was a good album, yeah.
That for me was, we were talking about practice what you preach when like
I never got it.
Like another level. That album, if it wasn't for the accident they had shortly after that, that would have propelled them into the stratosphere. I've no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy. That delay's awful, isn't it?
Yeah. I just never got it. I never got it. I listened to it with such anticipation because everybody was saying how good it was, and I just didn't get it at all compared to like the first couple of albums. Maybe one day, but
it might just be because
I've got my OG there.
You weren't there at the time, sort of thing. Because it happens, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah. quite possible.
You know,
Yeah.
certain albums that you know, if you weren't there, you know, what was it? Darcy was showing recently a box set of sort of like Van Halen and that. You know, I wasn't there. I wasn't into it. I can't connect.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's just fucking yeah.
Yeah.
I managed to get Kiss. I was way fucking late to the party. In fact, the UK was pretty much late to the party with Kiss. But I got
Kish.
But with Act 3, it was very much of that time, that summer of 90, summer of 1990 was a very, very colourful sort of, you know.
Right. Let's see what Andy's got to show then.
Well, you kind of fucked me over a bit there, Mark. 'Cause I'm down to my last proper album, and I was thinking of that, but it's not going to do anything.
No, it's not.
So I don't know. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite Access Pro. So I'm kind of gonna cheat a little bit and use an EP instead, and go with the Plague.
Nice.
You're allowed
if
to
only because it's got a song called Butt Fuck. Yeah. And Dan Lilker just looks absolutely fucked on it.
Yeah.
He's just wasted, completely wasted. But it's a great EP. It's nice and short, Mike, so I thought I would go for your vote on this as well.
You get my vote. I looked at EP.
That's a good call. Yeah, it's a good.
I was kind of scraping the bottom now at the bottom of what I have rather than the bottom of 87. By any means.
I'm only quite new to it. I just got Fabulous. I think Fabulous is not Fabulous. What do they call it? Pleasure of the Flesh is great, but it's not as good as Fabulous as After, to be honest.
It's a decent album, but I
What's the vote, guys?
Now then, look at that again. Another strong lineup there, isn't it? Hey,
right. The vote. Brendan's first. The vote.
Butt fuck. Excuse me. Act 3.
Well, that wasn't a vote, by the way. Fuck, that was just a great comment.
Yeah. Could be close, this one, I think.
2-2.
Oh, here we go.
That's 2 each for Exodus, 1 for Flots.
Flots? Darcy, what
3
the
for
fuck?
Exodus. 3 for
here we go.
3.
4.
Oh,
5
no.
for Death Angel, I think.
Oh, he's finishing strong. Flots as well.
Oh, it's about 5, 4-ish. I think that's about equal
Scott
with
just can't take the excitement.
Exodus and Death Angel. Death Angel goes ahead. Exodus equalizes. Yeah, I got it votes. Brilliant.
Superb.
I think it's
all on this.
I think it's pretty close at the moment between the Death Angel and Exodus.
Whoever's next wins.
Come on, one more.
Come on, Stephanie.
Don't be shy.
If it says Exodus or Death Angel, we've got a winner there.
Steph, are you still awake?
Who wants to be the decider?
She's going to pick Death Angel because she's Mark's friend.
Next. Come on, next one.
Oh, they're leaving us hanging. I can't watch. I'm going to do a Scott.
Well, as we go, the last hour of this is just going to be waiting for somebody to type the fucking album.
Oh, she's voted for Exodus. You bloody traitor.
Good
Act 3. Oh, well, I'll take 2 Brendan votes. Oh,
Act 3 again, yeah. Yeah, well done. We're not having that one. We're not falling for that one.
What's that?
Big Wells. Brilliant. Super.
I actually think that round was a
Right.
bit of a tie, to be honest. Unfortunately,
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. So I don't
It
know
was,
actually
I
who
think.
won this top trumps out of us lot. now. I
Including
don't
the
know.
2 votes from Stephanie and 2 from Dylan.
Definitely not fucking me anyway.
Oh, who cares? It was a good laugh.
It
was-
was, yeah.
is this the last round or what?
That was it.
One more round.
Yeah.
Have you got? I've got
That's us done.
some more albums. I've pulled some more albums out. I think.
Well, I've got albums here, like, but
Have you got any, Scott?
I've got one.
You got one, so we could do one more then.
Well, why don't we all just hold it up and then we don't see anything about it?
I'll
Just hold it up.
right on.
Oh, okay then. All right, hold on, because I've got quite a few of you.
You can only show one at a time, though.
I know. I know. Oh, I don't
wait
know
a
what to
second.
go
Let me
for
just
now.
see what I can find.
I don't know what to go for. I've got quite a few of you.
Because we all got to show them together, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the plan? Oh man.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go for this one.
I wonder if anyone's heard of mine.
I'm gonna go for this one. I don't think this is gonna win this round, but for me, it's like it's just a brilliant album, so I've got to show it.
Right, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, look at that! Scott's come at right at the end. Oh wow!
Has he
We've
though?
got
Why were you hanging back with that one, Scott?
I'm not sure. I lost all confidence.
fucking hell! You've just pulled out one of the most classic pieces of thrash metal ever written.
I know.
Mike's even held Souls of Black back as well.
I know.
And then me and Andy come in with some little British thrash bands.
Ah, yeah, just fucking toys.
Wow. I mean, Souls of Black is a blind, but there's no way anything beats South of Heaven, surely. There.
They're pretty close.
Look at the smile on Scott's face at the very end there. Hey, that's a thing of beauty.
Hang on.
Is that why you wanted one more?
You don't even know what Mark's is. So mine's a band called Slammer
That's a great album.
from Bradford in the UK.
Oh, shut up, Roger.
Roger knows his
Stop
shit.
trying to take my fucking grin away.
Roger
Hey, what about that one?
Knows
What
his
about that
shit.
one?
Oh, Astrophill. Mike's pulling them all out here.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah. Brendan's
That's
right.
close
Never
to-
mind.
yeah, because it started fucking strategic and it went off the fuck.
Yeah. I don't know what strategy would include Hades.
Hey, have you fucking heard Hades? No.
No.
Just one.
Remember that one as well. Get that one in there. While I'm showing the UK bands.
Yeah.
That's a blinder as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's wrap this up with
Right then.
the worst thrash album from each year. Let's see who wins the worst. See if we can get the worst vote.
The worst.
Top of your head.
Out of all the
Worst
ones we've,
thrash album from your year.
out of all the ones we've shown.
No. Totally new. What's the
Fucking
worst
hell.
thrash album from each of our years that we can think of?
Oh, fucking hell.
I don't know. I don't own it. I would imagine.
Well, out of what we own.
What a strange.
I'm gonna go with this one.
I can't get involved in this because I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't know either.
We
I'm
do-
not even
we
sure
do-
Metallica.
Yeah.
We do a certain amount of research for these videos, if anyone's wondering. So where Mike's
Yeah.
thrown that from, I don't know, but he's fucked me right up there.
I'm going to go with Pandemia. And I like this
Alright.
album, don't get me wrong, but it's the worst thrash
Oh, I
album
like
from 1990, I think.
I'll tell you what, I'll show you this one because I love this album, but this album really divides opinion big time.
Oh, I fucking love that album.
It's fucking awesome. Fuck
I
them.
absolutely love it, don't get me wrong, but you find so many people
Yeah,
shit on it, don't they?
I go with you on that.
I love it. I think it's a great album, but because of that funk element again, isn't it? You
Yeah.
know,
But I still think it works.
absolutely.
That's a great album.
Absolutely. I absolutely love it. It's a great
I think
album.
Andy was the first person a few months ago that I seen on video say you can't really get thrash wrong, and I didn't consider that till I heard him saying that, and I thought, no, he's right. Actually, it's harder to get thrash really wrong than it is to get it right. Pretty much all thrash albums are palatable, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even the real bad ones. I don't even know what the real bad ones are. I probably don't own them. Even that Pandemia, which I say is the worst one of 1990, I don't think that's a good album. In
Yeah, well,
fact,
You're right.
you passed your virus CDs on to me, so thanks for that.
yeah, were they from 1990 though, Scott?
But they are good.
No, I don't like them.
They're
I-
pish.
I think Virus are bad.
Virus are bad. They're very, very bad.
I like them.
The first two, well, the ones that you gave me, there was like,
I like it.
what's the third one? Lunacy.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Lunacy.
I've not heard that, but the first two
Yeah,
are shockingly bad.
Lunacy and Force Recon are good.
I think is it Pray for War the debut in
Oh my god,
Force
that
Recon.
is fucking tragic.
Nobody
That's-
showed.
They were too raw.
Nobody showed Snow White.
I haven't got
Snow
it.
White.
Absolutely, that's my number one Grail album to be buying at the moment.
It's
Yeah.
hard to fucking get. I've tried to get that.
Absolutely
a lot.
horrific. Fucking price on it's horrible. It's nearly £100 now.
Oh fuck! Is it?
Really?
Yeah,
I think I passed
Yeah.
up because it's 25 quid.
yeah. I would have jumped on it at 20. I put a bid in for £32 a couple of weeks ago. Fucking forget it. Not a chance. It's nearly £100 it's selling for now.
Yours
I want those virus CDs off.
Yours
Scott
for
now.
95, mate.
Yeah, music on vinyl. If they know what's good for them, they'll put that out anytime soon.
Oh, I hope they do. Have you got that, Scott, on vinyl?
No, I've
No.
tried a few times, but I always got out of bed or they never.
I was
took my-
talking. I messaged the guy, one
It's
of the
not-
guys.
It's not
from the
often
band.
on. You
No.
don't often see it
No,
either.
it's not. I messaged one of the guys from the band the other day, and I said to him, he was on Facebook. I found him, and I said, I've only just got into that album. I'm not going to try and profess to be like some long-term fan of it or out. I've known about it for 30 odd years, but I avoided like the fucking plague because that hideous cover. What's the deal with the cover? The album's phenomenal, but the cover's fucking wank. And he said, yeah, we had absolutely fuck all to do with the cover. That is just a hired model that the photographer decided to go with that day when we didn't have any interest whatsoever in it. We just went, yeah, whatever, and just let the album come out. That to me has been something like a detriment to the
Absolutely.
to that album.
No
I like
one,
it.
nobody back in the day when that came out saw that album cover
It's an
thought,
awesome album.
oh, I'll
I
buy
like
that instead of I'll pick that up instead of the Legacy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
There's fucking no way that cover is awful. Almost to
I
the
love
point
it.
where in my head I see the cover and I think, is it really as good as people say?
Have you listened to it, Mark?
It's brilliant.
Oh, it's fucking super.
It's spectacular. It's like
In 20,
probably one of the most hidden gems of the scene, isn't it? It's just brilliant. And I've heard their other albums and they're not as good.
in 2014,
No,
I've got their
when I
first-
started buying
I've got their
vinyl,
EP.
Have you?
I've got their first EP with the big it's like the skull and
Oh
crossbones
yeah, I
on the
love that one.
Yeah.
2014 when I started buying vinyl again, I picked that. That was one of the first albums I went for because I loved the song that was on Stars on Thrash, and
Yeah.
I picked that for 11 quid in 2014.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
Deal.
Yeah, it's nearly £100 now.
Incredible.
But music on vinyl, I think music on vinyl is Roadrunner's reissue label.
They need to sort that, don't they? Because they'd sell a shitload of them.
Yeah, they would do.
They really would.
I mean, I don't even think the fucking band own it.
Really.
There's a video because Steph was talking to me the other week and she was on about some band called Dante, and I watched this Snow White video, and it's when they changed and the person from Dante was singing for Snow White. I watched that video and I thought, oh, it doesn't quite sound like Snow White to me, but I didn't realize it was a different singer. But then I found it. There's a video on YouTube with that woman, you know, the proper fucking Snow White woman, whatever. And even live, you know, it's like, oh, fucking hell, I need that album. Absolutely awesome. That is up there with my best discoveries of the VC, you know.
Yeah, it's a true gem, isn't it?
I really did ignore it. I mean, I had Stars on Thrash back in the day as well, but I didn't pay attention to every single band on it, if I'm honest. Yeah. And Snow White was one of them. You know, I didn't give a fuck. It was a weird name. It didn't look right. Everything was like stacked against it for me. It was only when Andy was going on about it, I was thinking, what the fuck? And then other people were on about it. I was thinking, there must be something in it. And I give it a go when I done that series a few months ago about like hidden gem albums that I'd never heard of or whatever. And I put it on. I was with all the expectations of like, yeah, this will have been oversold to me. This is just bullshit. Put it on and thought, fucking bastard. My wallet doesn't like this.
Well, that was quite successful.
8 of them. There's 8 people in Snow White. I never knew that.
Yeah,
it's the Seven Dwarves, Mark.
Yeah, it's
I've just got that now. Yeah, as I said, I said it. I started thinking to myself, yeah, Snow White and Seven Dwarves. Yeah,
it's late. It's late.
It is.
It's late.
It is.
You're old. Don't worry about it.
So who wins? Does Mike win? Do I win? Who wins?
I think I should win, really. I haven't been a long time.
I think heavy metal wins at the end of the day. Should we just?
I think we all win.
Say some cheesy, stupid line like that.
I love it. I love it. Though. As cheesy as it is, cool. the music wins.
Yeah, we all win.
Brilliant. And thanks for getting involved as well, Billy. Appreciate everyone getting involved. We kind of relied on you all to get involved in this one, and I suppose that's what these live streams should be about, shouldn't they? Getting people involved, and
yeah,
that's what it's all about. It. Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
All right,
and it's nice. It's nice to introduce Mike and Scott back to the VC.
See you later.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Cheers, everybody.
We don't know how delayed we are, but
yeah. Mark's the winner. Get in there, Roger. But Thrash is